So,
internet.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
There
We're
it
not
is.
interneting yet. Come on.
We are gonna do a podcast.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is.
Up, up,
Ah,
up.
Easy.
everything's falling.
Easy.
Up.
Oh.
That's the stuff.
We got Facebook and Twitter.
Nah.
No?
Oh, is it running?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's do that then.
Okay.
Yeah, that part where you said hi to it.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, internet.
I just randomly do that at the camera every once in a while.
Sure.
It's like, hey,
Hey.
what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. Let's play.
Let's totally play.
What?
What?
Ma?
Huh?
What'd you say, Chuck? I didn't hear you.
I was whispering.
Why don't you speak up, motherfucker?
Ron Martini, is that M-A-R-C-H-I-N-I or C-I-N-I?
Marchini. But he's not in the movie.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Oh yeah, I still haven't ordered my Omega Cup DVD so I can launch that plastic thing into the sun. Plastic magnetic spindle of hopes and dreams being crushed.
Yeah. There it is. There's that tweet.
That tweet.
Good times. We have good times here.
We like to have fun here.
Oh god, new Twitter. Ugh, I hate everything.
God.
Sorry.
That free site.
I was the
It's so
internet.
horrible.
I was the internet for a second there. I'm sorry.
Go. New internet.
Gross.
Hey, guys. Hope you're alive in Snowpocalypse 2014.
Oh, I heard about that.
Snowpocalypse 2. It's even
Oh, yeah,
worse
that's
this
right.
time.
Yeah. So, like, if you have power, waste it watching our live stream. Use all your generator power. Yes.
Are you living in the 21st century?
I might have been.
Doing something mean to it.
I'm a 21st century schizoid man.
Pale Rabbit retweeted.
Meh.
Yes.
Or
this,
Everyone,
this is the
everyone
Stupid Noises
shuts the
podcast.
stream off.
Yeah.
We're on the internet.
Hey, guys.
Hey. That's why I started. That's my first comment was hello, men.
Yes.
Hey, guys.
Hello, man. All right, let's do a podcast.
Hola, hombres.
Are you recording?
Sí. Necesito recuerdo.
Bueno. Muy bueno.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
Let's
guys.
translate that to Arabic.
But no,
No,
I
don't.
can't.
it's a Homeland Security.
My
It shuts
internet.
down.
Stop it.
Wait, listen.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can rate the translation, apparently, on Google Translate.
How would
Oh.
you know?
Yeah, that was pretty good. Top-notch translation.
Apparently, translating hey guys from English to Spanish, it
Yeah.
comes out as hey guys,
Oh.
hey guys. Welsh. Let's translate it to Welsh. Hey guys. Hey guys, except there's no vowels.
Oh.
Is what?
Esperanto. Ooh. The
Klingon?
Esperanto is hey guys.
How about Klingon? Do they have Klingon?
They have Haitian Creole.
That's not Klingon.
Hey, monsieur.
Hey.
Eh?
Hey.
Zulu. Hey guys.
Oh.
That's racist.
Yeah, it's hey guys.
Hey.
Zulu is a
Man.
beautiful language, you hideous
Punjabi.
bastards.
Guys.
Hey.
Oh, they flipped the script.
Yeah, Punjabi knows what's up.
Punjabi.
Way to bring it, Punjabi.
Yeah, let's do a podcast.
Belarusian. Man, I can't read Belarusian. All those.
Hey guys,
guys.
that's the translation.
So, you ready?
Yeah. Let's make a podcast happen. You ready over there, Typey?
Almost.
Typey.
I'm
Type
getting
me.
in the zone here.
AutoZone.
You are the worst individual
You're horrible.
who's ever lived.
Come on, I'm pretty good. I'm all right.
Says the guy who just said autos in.
Chuck is the small soldiers of people.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm adequate.
Damn.
I'm not the worst. I'm not the most defensive. I'm okay to look at.
Now you've gone too far.
Yeah,
Slow back.
really.
Slow your roll there, Chuck.
Oh, well.
I have to be careful to like this post as myself instead of Bad Movie Fiends podcast.
Sure.
Because I have to increase our engagement, see?
Oh.
Ah.
You going to monetize our brand?
That's right.
Yeah. Gonna make it a game changer.
That's right.
Sorry.
All I do is change games.
I had a thing.
Help you out.
Okay.
All right.
You take care of that rash just then?
Yeah, it's all good now. I'm
Yeah.
just putting it
Not
all
so
over this
scaly
table.
anymore?
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't live here.
It's okay.
Your funk all over the place.
All my funk is all over the place.
Yeah.
Chuck's got the funk.
Oh.
He's made of funk.
All
All right.
Clean up your
Why don't you drop that intro knowledge on us?
I'm waiting.
Do you want some
waiting.
music?
Mhm.
That was,
He needs a
you're waiting on
compliment.
me now.
Always.
You were typing.
Tap it, tap it, tap it.
I'm ready.
He's ready.
This week on the BMFcast, no time for gloves, Black Belt Jones. 1. We're in.
Just cut in some actual Black Belt Jones.
No, that was gold.
Wahs.
Yeah.
That was
Totally-
good.
yeah, totally
Nailed it.
I'm glad
right
that
on it.
forever on the internet is me making the hoo-ah
Hey, no. Hey,
hand
look,
motion.
Jim Kelly made a lot of it, and he did all right.
He did.
I've had 3 Cowboys
And the big one.
Yeah. That's on the internet.
Yeah, forever.
It is a few times.
And the big one.
Yeah.
And the big one.
I do miss Alpha Dog.
Me too. I miss the Cowboys.
And the big
one.
Huh.
Oh, that's right. Jim Kelly died.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
I met him. He was a nice
you?
man.
I'm sure he was.
He was very humble.
Well, he seemed like a very zen dude.
Yeah. He did not know that Lee Van Cleef had died 20 years earlier.
How did that
Had
come
he
up?
been
You're
in
like,
a movie with Lee Van Cleef?
I had
were
him
you just
sign.
like, hey, dead celebrities, let's play
No,
Jim Kelly.
I had him sign Take a Hard Ride, which they were all in, and Lee Van Cleef was a bad guy. And he was like, you don't see Lee Van Cleef around much anymore. And I'm like,
Because he's
I was like, well, he died in like 85. He's like, oh, I didn't know. I was like, I was like, yeah.
You broke Jim Kelly's
I know.
heart.
I heard
That's
him.
why he died.
No, that's not
ruined
why he
it.
died.
Yeah, Chuck.
No,
Chuck.
no,
God.
no.
You ruined Jim
Stop.
Kelly's day. I guarantee the rest of the day he was like, fuck, man.
No, he would
How
have been
did I not
wondering the whole
know?
time. Like,
I was like,
is
why
Lee
haven't I
Van
been
Cleef
getting
mad
the
at me?
Christmas cards from Lee Van Cleef?
He told me a good story about Lee Van Cleef after he was
But
done.
I was so good. It wasn't bad. I wasn't ugly. Yeah.
What kind
What
of
was
story do
Jim
you have
Kelly's-
about Lee Van Cleef?
Oh, he was just saying how, like, during the filming of that movie, because he was the bad guy, he didn't interact with any of them. He would stay completely isolated from all of them, and they all thought that he like hated him. And then he came up to him like at the end of the movie, or at the shoot, and was just like, "Hey guys, thanks. You know, it was a fun movie." And they were like, "Oh,
They're like, so you're not racist?
yeah." So all right, they all like shook hands and I don't know, went to a club or something.
So that was very method of him to
yeah.
just Not sit with anybody.
He was like, I want them to hate me.
Mm.
And they did.
They did.
And then they became friends.
Not that good of
Yeah.
friends.
No, apparently not.
Not good enough
No.
to know when one of
Well, there
them
was no
fucking
Twitter
died.
in '85 when Lee Van
Oh,
Cleef died. So, it was
yeah,
like-
there was no RIP
Yeah.
messages for
No.
Jim Kelly to retweet.
No one knew.
Hashtag
Yeah.
Hashtag pray for
leave.
I'm the Cleef.
Uncanny.
Anyway, yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
man.
Not.
No, that was my impression of that asshole from that.
Oh, I
right.
I knew exactly what it was
yeah.
because it was uncanny.
Yeah. Hey, let's do a podcast.
Okay.
Someone clap.
And I'm Mackie.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast is a podcast
with on
for
the
America.
internet. We decided to
No,
put it up
it's
there
for everyone. It's
Yeah.
not just America.
No.
No.
The world.
Yes. So this is episode 213, and I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
And I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode is we go ahead and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. And we come in here and talk about it for the first half. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks. Yeah! So I didn't mix it up because Chuck was like,
Yeah.
and the bad movies doesn't stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags and douchebags after twilight.
Jimmy Wales here?
Wikipedia is out, Jimmy Wild.
So and we also do theme months because this is the third week.
Yeah.
It is.
Of the best week of the year.
Yes,
Month.
Blaxploitation history
Best month. Best week.
Yeah,
Every
It's
week
best
of this month is the best week
That's right.
of the
Yep.
year.
So week 3 brings us 1974's Black Belt Jones,
Damn right it does.
starring Jim Kelly, Gloria
Yes.
Hendry, and Scatman Crothers, and some other people.
Scatman.
Let's get a plot summary out of the way.
All right.
All right.
Do it.
A mafia buyout of Papa Bird's karate school downtown ends in his death. Bird's daughter Sydney refuses to sell and wants revenge. Bird's students call Black Belt Jones for help. Jones reluctantly teams with Sydney in mini battles.
Wait, mini is in several or mini? Like
No,
tiny
multiple, like
battles.
multiple.
Oh, okay.
Look at all of these battles
I see.
we have.
Uh-huh.
Because
You have a plethora of battles.
we are Black Belt Jones.
Okay.
Yeah. Want to mention this is directed by a BMFcast alum
Yeah.
from Jim Cotta, but more well known for Enter the Dragon.
Right.
And also China O'Brien 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. That dude did him some
Robert
martial
Klaus.
arts.
Robert Klaus.
Yeah.
Klaus.
Klaus.
Who, by the way, is deaf.
Huh?
Was a deaf director,
Really?
Oh.
which I don't know how that works exactly as a
Deaf
director.
directing jam.
But no, not DEF.
Oh.
No.
So I was going to say, I mean,
he
that's
wasn't hip. He was
his
hearing impaired.
his movies have been hip.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hearing
That is
impaired.
different. That is sadder.
Yeah. So
Well,
it's not good that he's
kind
not
a
of
deaf
involved in many
director. He's a
movies.
director who is deaf.
correct. That is right.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not sure how, that you rely, I guess, on first assistants and stuff
Yeah,
like
I
that.
suppose
But
it's
I guess he
easier
just
than
looks at
being
the sound guy and goes,
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Better than being a blind director.
Yeah.
Probably easier.
Yeah, maybe.
Just a little
The
bit.
visuals and such.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Zack Snyder.
Oh, zing. Take that, Zach.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, I think you could do okay. And
I think he did.
Evidently,
Yeah.
evidently, at a couple points, he probably approved the shoot audio, and then once it got into the editing bay, the guy's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there was
I need to
definitely some
recut
ADR
this.
going on in this movie.
I don't
A little
know
bit.
Yeah, a little
sign
bit.
language
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. And also the writer of Chuck Turner.
Oh,
Yes,
So,
the credits
Fantastic.
keep on coming.
this man is a hero.
All these alums.
yeah,
Let's talk about the movie proper.
of course.
Sure.
Let's.
What happens? I don't know.
Kicking.
Jim Kelly kicks and punches a lot of men in the crotch.
Yeah.
Right.
Crotches are.
It opens up in the winery, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
it
About
does.
they're leading the guy through because at the beginning of the movie, you're like, everyone in this movie is white.
Mm-hmm.
It takes him a while to get to Jim
We
Kelly.
were led to believe that this was a blaxploitation classic.
Yeah. And instead we get a bunch of furry-faced men.
Yeah, furry face and like Italian mobster guys, and they're leading one guy in, and I don't really understand what's going on. Like, it was a payoff or something, or like he was buying back. There's a MacGuffin in the movie of these photos. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the photos are of, what they mean, but they're
I
important.
believe
to
he
them.
was selling the photos for the money, and then once they had them, he was disposable instantly.
Yes,
Because
Yeah.
he was undercover, actually, for the mob. or
right.
For the
He had a
CIA.
listening device in his watch.
Yeah.
And I guess they knew because
They knew.
They're like, hey, is that one of those waterproof watches? He's like, oh, what? And yeah, they
Murder him.
sleep.
Yes.
Strangle him.
Bungee
They
cord.
strangle him with a bungee cord,
Right.
and they grab his expensive-looking watch, and crush it underneath their boot.
Cut to CIA guys with the headphones on, just shaking their heads, going, not another.
They keep killing
There's
her
only
right now.
one man who can take down this operation.
Mm-hmm.
Black Belt Jones.
Which is his actual name,
Yes.
Yeah.
Black
That's-
belt.
yeah.
Black Belt Jones.
But, I mean,
That's his given Christian name.
when you see like parodies of movies or homages to this kind of movie, the intro of this movie is real.
Yeah.
I mean, because like he does that. He's like, "There's only one man that could do it, Black Belt Jones," and then the music really like literally goes, "Din-din-din-din-din," and it like transitions over to he's sitting in the audience of some television show, which I don't really understand. Was he supposed to be protection for this guy?
I think he
I
was
don't
next
know.
up because
Maybe.
they said like, okay, that was like Aztec social causes, and now we're
it
gonna
was South American diplomats.
okay, whatever. But then he was like, and now African American studies coming up next, and
No, his African dignitaries was going to be like next week's show. I don't,
okay.
That's what I'm saying. I
I
don't
don't know.
understand why.
All
he
we
might
know
have
is
been
Walter
security.
Cronkite was interviewing somebody.
It was yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was
And
just
Jim
sitting
Kelly
there,
was the only black man in the audience.
and someone came over and was like, "Hey, something, something," and he's like, "Okay."
oh yeah, I guess I'll
Goes
get up
outside.
now.
But apparently murderers await outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess they're going after the South American dignitary or whoever was just talking on TV, and he's like, his Black Belt Jones sense is like, wait a second.
Yep.
Because there's guys creeping around the car, and and it becomes kung fu fight in the parking lot, karate fight. Sorry, let's not mix up the two.
Karate.
Yes, but I mean, like he runs up the back of a police car, lands behind the guy.
Well, he does it in slow motion.
Yeah, in slow motion, lands behind the guy. I think he takes one swing and it freeze frames on the like face.
Yeah.
And then it's like, Samuel L. Bronkowitz presents. And then it's like Black Belt Jones all in this freeze frame. It's not really that, but yeah. I mean, it's a really good freeze frame. It stays there for the title card.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of the best credit sequences ever.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, just...
Lots of freeze frames.
It's
At
the middle of a fight, and the freeze frames
Yeah.
of him just wrecking dudes are slam all your credits on top of that.
Yeah. And this is probably the first dozen crotch punches that we get in the movie.
Ugh.
I mean, dude's crotches are
man.
just getting
Yeah,
obliterated.
he
Also-
double taps one dude.
yes, he does.
Also
well,
among the first dozen defenestrations.
Yep.
Holy God.
Because the first one is
This
really
is-
good. Because like two guys, one guy's coming up to the front of him, and the other guy's sneaking around behind him, and he knows it, and just opens up the car door and lets the guy run into the car window, and then fights the guy in front of him. And,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think it freeze frames on all that, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
He's doing awesome things.
Yeah, he picks a dude up, smashes him onto the windshield of a car. Mm-hmm. It's all around this one cop car, too.
Which is a
Yeah.
good payoff.
But he's just beating the hell out of guys, and then the last one is running away, and he shoots him in the butt, and the guy just starts hopping around, grabbing his butt.
But also, the South American dignitary has now come outside, and he's just kind of like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Sweet.
They're all thumbs upping each other.
And then there's like this kind of long shot of everybody slumped all over the car, and the one guy hobbling in the background out of focus, and he just walks to his car, gets in, and drives off.
Yep.
And the payoff shot you were talking about is the cop, whose car this is, comes out with his cup of coffee, and he's just like, the fuck?
hell
Like never
happened
moves his
here?
copy. He's just kind of like, what? I'm gonna have to fill out some forms.
Yeah, the paperwork on this. Jesus. Chief, all these guys died on my car.
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea why he was there, because he just drives off and leaves the dignitary or whatever
Yeah.
guy.
Well, left
Black
a
Belt
warning
Jones
to
is
anyone
important.
else who was going to come and kill those guys. It was just like, look
Yeah.
at this pile of dead bodies I left.
Yeah.
And then
He was done.
Yeah.
Yeah. His work there was done. So after this, the CIA he's gone to the CIA office, and the guy's like, "We need you. We've already sent 3 guys in, and they've all been iced." And he's like, "Well, I'm not going to be number 4.
Yeah.
I'm not stupid." And then he's like, "Well, what if we gave you $100,000?" He's like, no, still no."
No.
And eventually just shoots him down and like, "Well, Black Belt, we might need you later. Keep our number. Call me.
Yeah.
1-800
Please respond."
CIA.
Yeah.
Actually, you just pick up in the phone and go CIA.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Yes?
Oh, yeah. But at this point is when we're introduced to Pinky,
Pinky.
who is kind of...
Pinky has an awesome beard.
He does.
He has a massive, awesome beard to make up for his lackluster hairdo.
Yeah, the best hair on him is his beard.
The best hair in this movie is probably his beard.
I don't know. Jim Kelly's fro is pretty damn sweet.
It is.
I mean,
but
it
it's
is-
nothing we haven't seen before. This guy
it's-
has an awesome beard.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, Jim Kelly's afro in this movie is
kind
like
of- it is
it's
perfect.
kind of perfect. Like I mean,
Every shot,
it's
it
not
is-
that like comically large. It's not that small. But it's like it's large enough that it's like
It's
so-
appropriately
it's so
large.
Big enough that
formed.
when they put a ski mask on his head later on, the ski mask makes him look like a cone head
Yeah.
because it can't fit.
I'm just saying it's one of the most perfectly formed, like
Yes.
perfectly round,
And it is
afros.
perfectly groomed
Yes,
throughout the
yes,
entire movie.
yes.
It is never... The only time it's even close to out of place is at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
yeah. But anyway,
yeah, Pinky.
he kind of runs the drug trade. He's kind of like underneath the mob.
Yeah,
sort of.
because we're introduced to him by like three. We think three hoods are coming in to rough up a legitimate establishment, but they do kind of have that Black Panther vibe going on because they look sort of militant, like organized thing, and they come in and it's like you've been selling drugs and everything on the street. We're the Black College something.
Give us a donation.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like, we're tired of your,
Yeah.
evil ways, and we're going to clean up the street. And this is the first time he comes in, and he's like, "You communist motherfucker!"
Yeah.
That's like his go-to.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
who's
Everyone-
not with him is a communist.
By the way, the main like guy in this scene, the guy's breaking in is Isaac the bartender from the Love Boat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, okay, I thought I
Yeah, I
recognized
thought
him.
he looked
Okay,
familiar.
yeah.
So
All right. But yeah, I mean, they very quickly get overpowered because he's got muscle, and they sneak up behind him and take the gun and everything. And they begin to threaten him with, "Let's fix your cavities." So they slam the one guy down on the pool table and like force his mouth open, and Pinky's like lining up a shot that he's going to ram this cue ball into this guy's mouth. And that's when the doorbell rings.
no.
Well, whatever. They have a bell.
Okay.
I mean, to this club. I mean,
I know.
it's a ringer buzzer thing.
Yeah.
And it's Big Tuna. I don't know whatever the guy's
Big
name
Tuna.
That is actually Big Tuna.
Yeah.
He's got
what
a
they call
proper
Sure.
Italian name.
Doesn't matter.
But they
Yeah.
call him Big Tuna.
But yeah, and he comes to the door and he's like, "Tell him it's me. We got to talk." And so they don't actually. We never find out what happens to these kids that broke in, but
No.
they just go away.
Yeah. They just kick him in the butt.
And here's
say,
plot of the
Get
movie.
the hell out of here.
We basically we need this. We're about to completely take over this area of land. It's always a land deal in black
Well, yeah,
exploitation
because they're
movies.
going to put a community center there.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
they were going to build a giant, like, civic center, convention center thing
Yeah,
there.
make lots of money. And the only thing stopping us is this one plot of land, and that's where the Black Karate School is. Yeah, right on Crenshaw. So we gotta, you deal with this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this place is run by Scatman Crothers.
Yes.
Yeah. Just
Pop
imagine
Bird.
that. Karate school.
Yeah.
Run by Scatman
It's
Crothers.
Blackbird Karate. And Pop Bird is Scatman Crothers.
Is there any way that anyone believes that Scatman Crothers is capable of anything remotely relating to karate?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Those who've seen Hong Kong Phooey.
Fooey. Yes. Thank you. He's the number one super guy. I think you forget this.
Fine. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Fair enough.
But he's looking particularly old in this movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
He looked old for like 50
Yeah,
years.
he was born looking old.
Yeah.
But either way, he's not really running it. It's his assistant guy. Is that Quincy or which guy is that?
No, Quincy is the kid.
Okay.
Yeah. The Toppy.
Toppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Toppy.
Who was also the buddy in Chuck Turner. Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, so he's the buddy in this one as well. But he's kind of running the place.
He's a good buddy guy.
yeah.
And then we get a wacky scene where Scatman Crothers is in the back, and Toppy, I guess, is like, "Come up here and lead the class for a second. I got to see what's going on." And goes in the back, and Scatman Crothers is in the back with his lady friend. I don't know her name.
I don't either.
I don't know if they ever say her name in the movie.
They might not.
Lucy.
Lucy.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he's in the back with Lucy, and they're having a scene where she's doing the "You said you're going to marry me, but you're always out gambling and
15 years.
and hoeing around and all this stuff," and and it's just this is like one of the first scenes of many where just the dialogue in this movie is so gold and unexpected. Like
Yeah.
so many of these movies is very much like, this is what I need to say in this scene, and you jive talking, like somebody wrote it and is like, you really don't get street lingo here, but these guys are like really saying this, and it's funny and unexpected, and you never know what's going to come out of somebody's mouth. And
Yeah.
it's
Well, it's almost
fun.
like a rehearsed routine.
yeah.
Yeah. It kind of is.
Yeah.
Like some shtick.
Yeah.
Because it's basically you're out whoring and
Yeah.
drinking and you're not
Yeah, he's
taking
like,
care of
woman, and then like, and like the guy knocks on the door, and she's like, "Don't you let him in here! I gotta go get dressed."
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's just fun and crazy, and
And they're just going back and forth, like you were making, you were saying something different last night. You were, woo,
yeah, you
and
were
she was like,
moaning and groaning. He's like, "Oh, you hush."
I will slap the black off of you.
Yeah, it's just gold. This scene is just gold.
Yeah, she was also in Truck Turner.
Yep.
Yeah, and
It's like they brought everyone back for Truck Turner.
Yeah, just hey guys, come on. We got this other movie. Let's go do that.
we said it was the same writer, right? So
Yeah.
he probably was just like, I know the people.
Yeah, just get him in my movie.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't. The point of the scene, I'm trying to remember what it is. Like,
There really isn't.
No, there's
They're
not
just
really.
established.
Like, there are a
Establishing.
lot of scenes in this that occur simply because they need comic relief.
Yeah.
Or felt like they needed comic relief.
Well, they had to introduce Scatman.
Yeah.
They had to introduce the.
They also had to introduce
the
the fact
club.
that he's like, he's got some issues, some
Yeah.
moral issues, and
Sure.
might possibly be in debt from gambling, whatever.
maybe.
Yeah.
So
Maybe.
He
probably,
might be a scoundrel.
yeah. He's not actually really running the school like he should be.
Nah.
So
Nah.
maybe he's expendable. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. That scene ends, and where does it go? I'm trying to remember.
That's when he goes, I think Jim Kelly stops by and he's like, hey, where's Pop? And Pop's already left.
No. This
No,
is when Pinky comes in.
Yeah.
and he's like, I know how I'm going to do this. Well, the scene before he was like, I know how to do this. The guy,
Okay.
I have an IOU on this guy.
Yeah.
He owes me $1,000. Keep that in mind because
Yeah.
he walks into the school and the students are all standing there and they're like, yeah, you got to take your shoes off before you cross the mat. And he's like, whatever, like you don't talk
Communist
to me.
ninjas.
Yeah,
or
you
whatever.
communist ants. He
Ants,
keeps referring
yeah.
to them as ants.
Yeah.
And so they just start coming in, and then we get a Donnybrook.
Yeah,
a karate
Donnybrook.
Yep.
A karate,
Karate Brook. Yes. A Donnie Rate.
And it's just hijinks.
Yeah.
It's just like guys like the one fat guy is just kind of like he keeps trying to just like get out of the way and sit
Well, like
down.
he's the first one to get kicked in the face.
Yeah.
and goes down immediately.
But like these feet are coming in off camera. It's just like he's just center frame trying to sit down, and then just foot just comes in and goes pop. And
Yeah,
then
he's all sweaty.
Yeah.
He's just trying to.
Yeah.
The man's just trying to relax and get out of the fight for a second.
Well, the best one is like he gets kicked and goes down first, I think, and then like there's a part where he's kind of like he just picks his head up and kind of looks around like fight still going on, and the foot to the face, and then like one time later he's made it all the way up into a chair where he's just like, and then foot to the face.
No.
Poor
Yeah.
guy. A couple of them, it looked like he actually got kicked in the face.
might have. They were in very close quarters. I mean, the set they're in is very small,
Yeah.
and they do a lot of fight scenes
Yeah,
in there.
there's like 20 people fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But, I mean,
this all kind of ends, and the Karate Kids basically beat them back eventually. I mean, Scatman Crothers fights in this as well. Air quotes
He
there.
throws a couple punches.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
they make it look like he's jumped in on the fight too, and they fight everybody back, and they're like, "Yay, get out of here, never come back."
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Yeah.
it's cut to later that night. I mean,
Yeah, that's when.
we cut to Black Belt Jones hanging out at his beach house. I think
That's right. Yeah.
and he's got his trampoline party.
Well, you just see like a dune,
Yes.
and then you just see like this head come over the dune, and then you see another head come over the dune, and it's like it's ladies in like Star Trek spandex suits just bouncing up and down. You're like, the hell's going on here? And then it's just Black Belt Jones
Hanging out.
staring at them, just like good,
Hanging
yes,
out.
excellent.
Maybe he's a gymnastics instructor in
I
his
think he
spare
just
time.
teaches trampoline.
Could be.
It's Jackie Treehorn's
Yeah.
house.
Yes,
Hell of a job if you can get it. Yeah.
yeah.
But
How's
so
it
he-
hanging, Black Belt.
Yeah, so his lady friend who's at the house gets a call and like snakes the phone down the balcony to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, "Oh, you guys need me? All right."
All right, yeah.
He's getting called to action.
Yeah.
And so he gets there
Well,
just as
yeah.
Scatman's leaving.
Yeah,
to go to his poker game.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I think we need to talk to Pop. He's not really running the school very well, and plus some things happen, so you should probably come talk to him. And yeah, he shows up, and Scatman does the sneak out the back, essentially,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you
That
Pop."
guy, he's a scoundrel.
Yeah, and this is about the time Pinky has now come back, and it's night all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Black Belt and
Yeah, they
and
know
Toppy-
that he's coming back,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so they're just waiting for him.
Oh yeah, I think that's what they say. They actually are like, "Yeah, he's probably coming back, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, okay." So yeah, they turn off all the lights, and Pinky and crew bust back in.
Well, Pinky has increased his crew,
Oh, that's right. He had to go get the Bogarts.
the Bogarts. Yeah.
He didn't bring the Bogarts in until after they got their asses kicked.
Was
in
it?
here. Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
the light fight first?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just the regular.
Yeah,
the regular.
Yeah,
the
because-
Bogarts were not involved.
That's
in
right.
In the light.
Oh,
fight.
that's right, because the Bogart showed up and they actually kind of won.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because they go into lean on Scatman,
Yeah.
and he's basically, you owe me $11,000, and he's like, I only owed you 1,000. What are you talking about? And he's like, well, we got interest, but we can wipe all that away if you just give us the building. And he's like, nah, that's a bad idea. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And so they're like, all right, well, we're gonna beat the crap out of you then. And they kind of stand him up, and the guy hits Scatman once, and Scatman's face freezes, and he kind of slides down the wall.
But that was even later, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was after the light fight.
That was after the
Well,
light fight.
they were supposed to be happening about the same time.
Were they?
Yeah.
In timeline wise, so it really
Okay.
doesn't matter where they showed up in the scene because it was all that night,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the one, well, they end up killing him, and they're just like, oh, what the fuck are we going to do?
Right.
And that's when they go over there, I guess, to figure out what they're going to do at that
Yeah, that's
place.
right. Because they.
Because then they go to look for Sydney. Like, it's always like, I'm not selling the club; it's Sydney's.
Yeah.
And they were shooting.
No,
at
I
some
think
guy.
they went in there to mess the place up first, and then
Does it? Okay.
later
Well-
they were
Well,
like,
Pinky wasn't with them for the light fight. I don't think.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, I think he was.
Because he's in charge, and he was yelling at
Yeah, he
everybody.
pretty much went along
Important
for all the rides.
details.
Yeah.
Incredibly
whatever.
important details.
Wait a minute. There's a scene that we keep calling the light fight. Which what happens is that.
Jim Kelly and Toppy are like, we should go get Pop, and he's like, well, wait a second, Pinky's coming back, right? Okay, let's just wait for him.
Yeah.
So they do. They wait until it's dark. They start to break in. There's a scene where they're like, let's bust the door, and they're like, yeah, and alert everyone in the neighborhood. Yeah,
Yeah.
just get in there,
Yeah.
stupid.
So they come in and it's dark and it's just all this comical like dubbed in jokes. You know, it's like, hey, what do we got? Why don't you turn the light on? No, I don't know. And you know, and then like.
Jim Kelly tells his buddy, turn on the light every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And then turn it off for 3 seconds, and then turn it on for another 3.
Yeah. So it just becomes this comical scene of lights come on, Jim Kelly kicking everyone's ass, lights go back off, and all the bad guys are just like, I got him. No, that's me. Let go.
I'm gonna shoot. Ow! You shot me, boss. Ouch!
Yeah, just like jokes. And it's just this constant like 3 seconds of light, and Jim Kelly is like he snatched a hat off one dude
Yeah,
and
he
is
stole
wearing
Rerun's
it,
hat off that one guy.
and then in the next shot he puts it back on the guy. He's having fun.
That's good
It's
stuff.
like a Three Stooges thing.
Yeah, Jim Kelly's having a lot of fun.
And then finally, one guy just gives up and runs through the window in the front.
Yes.
He's like, fuck it, I'm getting out of here.
Self-defenestration
was
still
that-
counts though.
Was that supposed to be a joke? Because somebody said something like, "It's awfully quiet in here. Why don't we let the dogs out?"
Yeah,
Was that supposed to be like Jim Kelly or Toppy saying that? And
might have been. I couldn't.
and they
it
were
was
just like,
one of
"Oh
those
fuck, dogs are coming."
Yeah, it
Run
was
out
just
the-
one of those
Yeah,
dubbed in jokes I couldn't write.
I heard that line. I was
Yeah.
like, "Did they mean that like we need to run away? Like that's
Right.
code for run away?"
Maybe
I-
because as soon as someone
have
said
no
it,
idea.
they took the fuck off, and broke through the door, and then man, Toppy comes out and is just laughing his ass off. It's just
Oh, yeah.
the best thing he's ever seen, and he keeps like high fiving
Yeah,
Jim Kelly,
he's like
and
doubled over laughing.
God, he is just going off with laughter. Just he is thrilled. He's just pleased as punch.
Wouldn't you be?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All he had to do was flip the light on and off. Jim
We
Kelly
should
did
have
all
a
the
light
work.
switch rave back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the scene going on at some point around this time is when they've somehow
They've killed
killed Scatman with one punch.
And
I think he hit his head on the wall or something. I don't
Maybe,
know.
but
Yeah.
That
the-
guy punched the bejesus out of him, though.
Yeah.
Well-
he was wailing on
Yeah,
poor old Scatman.
Scatman weighs
Hello,
65
95
Scatman's
pounds.
a karate instructor. He should
He was
he should know how to take a punch.
yeah, but
Come on, now.
95 years old and a prize fighter knocked his block off.
but the comical way they do it of just this sort of like frozen face that Scatman
Yeah.
makes, I'm like, he's faking this because what's really
Right.
strange is like 2 seconds after they determine he's dead, they do it by just touching him.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, he's dead. And it's like, well, no, that
Yeah, they poke him in the chin.
it's like you're not going to notice any difference that soon after you've killed the man. So,
Yeah.
but
Either
yes.
way.
But yeah, cut
they're like,
to-
he's dead. Shit, now what? Now, God, we got to get Sydney to
Yeah.
give the place up.
Yeah, so I think he goes to see the Dawn
yes,
and has that scene
furry Don.
where he's basically just like, "Look, I'm sorry, we accidentally killed the guy, but we're gonna get the place. We need to find this
Yeah.
Sydney guy because
Oh yeah, because this is when Pinky tells him, "I'm going to bring in some Bogarts."
yes,
It's like, how you
Yeah,
going to
he's-
handle this? I'm going to bring in some Bogarts.
yeah,
We're not going to say what they are.
They have a pet name for Bogarts
Yeah.
that is not Bogarts, and
Pinky is pleased as punch when he says it too. He's
the
like,
Don's like, "What's Bogarts?" And,
Pinky tells him.
He goes treacherous N-words.
and they're all kind of like, "Oh, all right,
Hell yeah! All right,
Treacherous.
yeah, bring him in.
and then Big Tuna's like either the Don, whichever one it is like, I think you're pretty treacherous.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah,
Thanks,
some kind of
thanks, guy.
thanks, boss.
But he's also been made to walk through the sprinklers because the Tuna has instructed him beforehand. He's like, don't ever walk on the left side of the dock. Only he walks there. And so he has to walk in the grass while the sprinklers are running.
Yeah.
So you're seeing like the sprinklers tagging his pants.
And he keeps looking down like, oh man,
Yeah.
my pants.
Which pays off in the next scene once all the treacherous Bogarts show up. Because they're all like, all right, we're here. And they're all hugging and high-fiving. And then the one guy grabs him, like, picks him up.
Junebug.
Yeah, and then puts him down and is like, the fuck are you all wet?
Why your pants wet?
And then he just walks on, like, as they're all leaving.
He smells
the
his
scene,
hands,
He
too.
smells
Yeah.
his hands and
Yeah.
kind of looks at the camera and shakes his head and keeps going.
I will never tire of a character in these movies named Junebug. Because someone always says, where's Junebug?
And he's like the meanest one, too.
Yeah.
He's the biggest, meanest one.
There's even a better one later that will.
Oh, yeah,
better
yeah.
random name, but sorry, we'll get there eventually.
yeah, but,
Yeah,
so Pinky's got his crew now.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they also have to have the 3-day long funeral for Papa Bird.
Yeah. Which starts out in the karate school.
yeah.
So they've
well, I
got-
think they have a viewing or something.
Yeah,
somewhere.
it's a viewing in the karate school.
Maybe it's in the karate school.
and
All the
all-
karate kids are
Well, they pan across and like there's a choir.
the ugliest choir you have
That's-
ever laid eyes on.
Really not good either, like singing wise.
Well,
but yeah, they're
I've never seen this kind of choir in the wild.
well,
But they
wild.
but there's one woman on the end who sort of half shouts the next line for the choir. So she shouts a line,
Yep.
and then the choir sings it.
Yep.
And then she shouts the next line, and then
Call and
the choir-
response, man.
yeah, but does that actually happen?
Sure.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
70s
Oh, yeah.
karaoke.
Yeah, that's how it worked. They
Oh,
didn't have
okay,
screens.
all right. They
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
have the screens. I get it.
Yeah.
But like the camera pans across this room, and you've got the choir, and you're like, oh,
Ugly.
and then you get to the Karate Kids, and they are all just slowly doing routines.
It's almost
Behind
Tai
the
Chi,
casket.
but
It's like okay, it's respectful in a way, but it's also the goofiest fucking thing you've ever seen. Because then, like when they're doing the viewing, when they're walking up one at a time to look at Scatman Crothers, they're doing these routines to him, just all of the hand motions and everything. And it's just like, okay, guy, move on. The next guy would just like to come and pay his respects.
It's a good funeral scene. It's no Truck Turner pimp funeral.
No.
But then
Nothing
again,
is.
few things on this planet
Sure.
ever match that sort of majesty.
Yeah,
But
then like day
but
2,
it's
they
still
go
pretty
out.
good.
Yeah, they go out to they go out to the actual cemetery to bury the man, and like somewhere in the scene is a New Orleans funeral march band
Yes.
playing. We never see them, but they're there.
you can hear them.
Why hire them when you put them on the soundtrack?
Yeah, but then you've also got. I think Harlow, you were the one who said it. They were giving a 21 fist salute.
Oh, I didn't say it, but yes, that's basically what
I
it
said
was.
it.
It
Oh,
was
okay.
like-
The karate guys were all in,
Yeah. They're all in
just
formation.
all in formation with
Yeah.
the fist out.
and just
and Jim Kelly is leading them.
yes, because he's the leader.
Well, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
paying your respect.
but this is finally when Gloria Hendry shows up as Sydney.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
Yeah,
oh, that's his
This,
daughter.
this is why we said it's like a 3-day long funeral, because while they're at the cemetery proper, like out on the ground, he hands the picture to the CIA guy, and he's like, Papa Bird had a daughter. Her name's Sydney.
She's
We
in
think
New
she's
York.
in New York. He's like, that's a big place. He's like, well, can you find her?
Cut to.
Cut to, like, she shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says, like, since I've been here and have watched all this funeral stuff, I've come to learn things about you and this place. And
Yeah. What it boils down to is Jim Kelly's like, all right, sends Quincy to basically, he's like, take her to the hotel.
well, she starts asking
And
questions.
just take her. Yeah,
She's like,
all
who's
right,
Pinky?
Yeah, who's Pinky? Let's go meet him.
Yeah.
Let's take care of this. And
And
he's
Black Belt's
like,
like, nah.
he's like, this is a horrible idea
Mhm.
because he knows nothing about her, but
No.
he knows Pinky.
Well, I think
But
on one
luckily-
hand, he's trying to protect her, keep her out
Yeah.
of dangers. Like, no, we're going to take you back to your hotel, and you're just going to wait there. And
Yeah, he's
Till
like,
I get
we'll
there.
talk about this.
Yeah.
And she's like, nah.
Nah.
So of course, as soon as she gets in the car with Quincy, who's like he's like the little brother character kind of.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
he
totally in
seems
love
like
with
the
her at this
youngest
point,
one.
though. Already.
Oh
He's
yeah.
just like, oh, whatever you say, Sydney, I will do. And
So he's driving her through the town. She's like, "Hey, where's Pinky's place?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm not supposed to take you there." And somehow he ends up just driving to it anyway,
right by it.
because you see the sign that says Pinky's place.
Well, she says, just drive me by there. Just ride me by there.
Well,
And
she's
she kind of
scooted over to him, and he's like, "Duh."
The advantage of bench seats.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah. But yeah,
And he's like, oh,
Chuck says
okay.
wistfully, "Yeah."
But they drive by, and she's
We
like,
all miss
she's
bench
like,
seats.
"Stop," and he's like, "Okay," and she's like, "I'll be back."
He's like, "No, we shouldn't go." No.
Okay.
But yeah, so she goes downstairs and walks in and is just like, "Hey, where's Pinky? Which one of you is Pinky?" And they're like, "You get your."
Well, first of all, they all come out like one by one to check her out. They're all just
Yeah.
like, "A lady is in our place," and then she says something like, "Where's Pinky?" And they immediately turn ugly.
Yeah,
It's
they're
like,
like,
"Bitch, you
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, and then she says something awful.
Well, no, first she slowly takes off her shoes.
Yeah.
And then kind of like undoes a few buttons on her dress, I guess, to give herself extra mobility.
Yes.
And then says the awful line, which I don't know. 70s, man.
70s.
Yeah, just whatever.
She says, "I'm going to make you look like a sick gay man."
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
That's like gay man.
A
But
sick
in horrible
homosexual slur.
70s slang.
We're
Yeah.
like, "Damn."
Okay.
Like, it caught us all over.
Whoa.
We're like, "Damn." And the guy's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she promptly beats the crap out of him.
I think it hurt us more than it hurt that guy. The guy was just like,
Oh.
"You bitch."
Yeah.
But we're like, "Whoa, lady,
Whoa.
jeez."
Yeah.
Don't you know the rules of the elevation of the name calling?
You took it
Yeah.
way. It's like, holy God. But yeah, then she just starts proceeding to
And
kick
for-
everyone's ass.
And Gloria Hendry's selling it pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, much better than TNT Jackson ever did.
Yes. I absolutely, wholeheartedly, 100%.
And because this guy filmed Enter the Dragon, he knows how to shoot it around her maybe not knowing everything,
Right.
but still knowing how to make it look good and helping the other stuntmen sell it.
It's well choreographed. She looks like she knows what she's doing. Things look like they connect. And it flows. So, I mean,
Yeah.
what else do you want in a fight scene? I mean, it does look a little too choreographed, a little bit, like as she sort of flows from one guy to the next, but
Yeah. But
whatever. She's
still,
kicking
it
their
looks
asses.
awesome.
It's
She's
fantastic.
chopping dudes in the neck.
Yeah.
And lots more nut shots.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
kicking dudes in the nuts. 'Cause
Grabbing a dude in the nuts, getting that crunch sound.
that's
Yeah.
always not a good sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she just kind of leaves him bloody and bruised, and she's like, "I'm going to ask you one more time. Where's Pinky?" He's like, "He's not here." So she just walks over, slips her shoes back on, and leaves.
It says,
Yeah.
"Tell him Sydney was here."
Yeah, tell
Yeah.
him Sydney was here.
And
So-
meanwhile, the kid has been watching, like because it's a downstairs place.
Yeah.
So he's been watching through the window, going, "Oh man, yeah."
Yeah. Then he calls Black Belt Jones. He's like, "You're not going to believe this. She's crazy. She's so good. She kicked all her asses." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "We're at Pinky's place. It's crazy. That's awesome." He's like, "Oh, for God's sakes!" He's like, "All right, I'm coming. I'm coming to see her."
Yeah.
And there's also a conversation with the guys who just got the shit beat out of them, where they're like, "Sydney's a chick, and she kicked her ass."
Yeah.
And they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He comes
Pinky
back.
is not happy.
Yeah, he comes back
because he's come back with the
Yeah, there's
He comes back with-
treacherous Bogarts.
Right. He comes in with those guys, and they all just sort of come to the door, like in this weird like formation and pose, and it's like, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah.
And they're just like, Sydney's a chick, and she beat her ass.
because they're all still laying on the pool
yeah, they're
table.
all
and
still
everything.
just beat to hell. And he's like,
Yeah.
"You sons of bitches."
Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, Black Belt Jones goes and fetches Sydney.
goes to see her.
Yeah.
Then they go to dinner,
Yeah.
or they do. I guess he does take her out to dinner.
He takes her to the beach. They're at his house.
No. Oh, that's right. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got the wine out. And,
Yeah. Well, they go for a
And-
walk
and
down
they're
the street,
talking.
and then they go to his house. And
Yeah. But meanwhile, of course, because he's gone, that means all the treacherous Bogarts and Pinky are coming to the house.
my favorite
Are coming
cartoon.
to the dojo,
yeah.
and they're like, "All right, you guys kicked our ass last time, but
We got
you
these
got to
guys.
understand something."
Mhm.
He owed us $41,000. We're like, wait, what?
Yeah. Not only that, it's like he's up the IOU to 41,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
gone
has
from 1,000, 11,000, now 41,000.
41,000 because You
I
never
think
see
it was
the piece of
originally
paper.
$100.
It might have been.
I think it was
but
$1,000.
The fact that he,
No, I think it actually started out as $100, and then he was like, "No, I think he owes me $1,000."
Actually owed him a Coke.
And
Yeah.
owed him added a zero to
I
the
owe you
just a
IOU.
jinx bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny is that you never see the piece of paper with the numbers on it, but you could picture what he's adding
Right.
to it each time. He's like, adds a 1 and then makes that one
I
a
can
4.
make that one a 4. I could have made it a 7.
And what's great is he comes in, and this is like minutes after he's left his place, and comes in, and then not only does he owe me $41,000, but he owes me $125,000 in damages that Sydney just did to my place,
Yeah,
and like $50,000 in medical bills.
Yeah, he
I ain't
adds it
got
up-
that Blue Cross.
He adds it up to $250,000.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Yeah, and so he's basically like, you can pay us the $250,000, or you can just give us the building and we won't worry about it anymore.
Yeah. I forgot that was actually the original shakedown that Big Tuna did to him. Was
Yeah.
you've been skimming off the top and you owe us.
$1 million.
And then he was like,
Yeah.
but then you can give us half. I mean,
Yeah.
250. It's like, well, that's not half.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, math.
What?
But yes.
Yeah.
So that's where he came up with this magical number. Right. Now they owe him,
Yeah.
or he can give you the building.
Right.
Yeah.
So they fight again, and they just whip their asses because there's no Black Belt Jones or Scatman Crothers.
Oh, they
to help.
beat the hell out of these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the sidekick guy who had
Yeah.
been all right,
Yeah, Toppy
just
gets-
gets picked up and
Like,
chucked.
he's like the first one. He's just
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
well, he's the first one, and then the second one is
God,
the
yes.
big giant guy, Junebug,
Mm-hmm.
picks some dude up, throws him onto a trampoline, and the dude's head gets lodged in the ceiling.
Yep.
And we
does.
never see that guy again.
No.
That is so great. I would have loved to have seen a shot like as they were walking out when the guy was still just
Legs
or even better, just like dangling. Like in the
I
Swaying
wanted
back and
some glimpse of that. I was so mad that there was no glimpse of that throughout the rest of the scene.
Oh.
There are so many little moments that happened in this movie where we're just like, wait, what? Like, totally not conventional fight moments or lines of dialogue or anything. They just, they come at you suddenly. It's just like, oh. And that was one of them where it's just like, bounce a guy off a trampoline, head through the ceiling.
Yeah. But the treacherous Bogarts just beat the holy hell out of all of them.
Is this also the one where Jelly is just sumoing the guy against the wall?
Oh, yeah. He's doing the belly
He's
bounce.
belly bumping.
Yeah, and the guy's just like, like just can't get out of it.
It's like, dude, just step aside. You can stop this.
And then finally bonks him on the head with
Yeah.
something. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He does the full arm swing around.
Yeah.
Bop on
Bop
the
him
head.
on the top of the head.
Yeah,
Just
and then
Like
they
a
go-
field mouse.
Yeah, so eventually they go, all right, you're going to pay us that money, and the insurance we need is we're taking this little guy. So they take the little brother guy.
Quincy.
Quincy.
Yeah, they just pick him up. The guy just holds him under his arm
One
like
arm
a briefcase
just grabs him.
and just walks out with him.
That guy, by the way, used to be a professional wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Semi-professional wrestler.
That makes sense.
Aren't we all though?
Earl
Yeah.
Maynard.
Oh, Earl.
Yeah, so they call Black Belt, and they're like, dude, they got Quincy. They beat the hell out of everyone. They want $250,000. You got to get down here. And he's like, oh, well, hell.
Damn.
So as he's hanging up the phone, he's telling Gloria Hendry, he's like, why don't you clean up those dishes for me? I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah, because he's suiting up. He's opened up
Yeah.
his briefcase and he's got a gun in there, and he's
Yeah, he's
He's
getting
already
ready
on
to
the
head
phone
out.
with the CIA.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm coming with you.
like,
He's
No,
like,
you're not.
nah, no, you're not. Why don't you just do these dishes?
we're like, ooh,
Yeah, like, this is not going to end well.
harsh, Black Belt Jones.
So she reaches over, pulls out the gun, and just shoots up the table, the dishes, shatters everything. And
Yep.
she just goes, they're done.
Yep.
So
And he's like, damn, woman.
yeah.
All right, fine. I guess you got to come with me. You have a gun now.
Yeah. So they go to the CIA and like, all right, yeah, you remember about getting in that winery? Let's go ahead and do that.
And now the dude's like, nah, no.
Yeah,
'Cause he's
the
like,
guy
I
was
need-
offering him $100,000
Yeah.
before to do it.
And he's like, I need an extra $55,000. And he's like, for what? And he's like, expenses. And he's like, oh, no, Black Belt Jones, you get the
No.
hell out of here. Just no way.
He's like, I also need a team.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I can get you the team, but he's like, no, I want my own team, and
Yeah.
I need $55,000 to make it happen. I guess the guy was like, all right,
Well, I
because
guess.
now he goes back to his trampoline Jackie Treehorn party out of the beach, and he's like, all right, ladies, I got a plan. You want to make some money? And I guess he's talking to the lead one, because apparently this is like an act. Like they've actually been practicing some act on the trampoline.
There's a coach
'Cause-
and 3 students.
Yeah, the coach comes up and he's like, how would you like to make some easy money, like $1 or $5,000 for a day?
Yeah. And they're like,
and she's like,
"Woo."
what? And she's like, let me get everyone. And she's like, Justine, Carol, Jody
they had stupid names too.
No, that's
No. They had 3 normal names, and then
yeah, because he goes Justine, Cody, Christy, and Pickles.
That's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That was the best like random fucking name because it's like
if they all had stupid names, fine. But it's like Joni, Aaron,
Crystal,
Jennifer,
Pickles.
Pickles.
She was my favorite one too.
I don't even know which one she was, but she's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's
Pickles.
a goddamn montage, a training montage of the stupidest shit. Like, here's how a Polaroid camera works. See, you aim it, and you push
And the
this button,
picture comes out.
and the picture's here.
And then you
see?
shake it like this. You shake it. You shake it.
Yeah. But this all pays off later.
Oh, it does, but it's
Because
just
they actually use the moves that they're learning
yeah.
in their little mission.
But when you're watching it, you're like, what the hell are they training for? This is the goofiest thing.
I still don't understand what the one move is. Like they've got that little stunt trampoline that they're going to bring along with him, and he unfolds it all, and then he's like karate chop, and it folds back up, and they're like,
He's showing them how it goes together and then comes apart.
I know,
Yeah.
but they were all like,
They used
karate
it.
chop it right here.
They used it because the one chick had to jump up and
I understand
spray the
why.
foam
I
on-
understand why they used it. I'm just saying, like the move where he
I
karate
know.
chops it, and they're all like, oh,
yes,
okay,
that's very handy.
but yes,
So this begins Assault on the Vineyard,
Yes,
where they're all wearing black.
yeah, they all ninja suit up.
Yep. And they all have black ski masks, even though it's the middle of the day.
high noon, the brightest time of the day,
Pretty much.
and like all the bigwigs, all the big mafia bigwigs are coming over for a spaghetti dinner. It's just
Just eating it in the grossest way, too. But
and their the guard squad at this place are the most out of shape, balding, furry-faced dudes in t-shirts.
Yeah, they all look like extras from Napoleon Dynamite. Like, it's like I can imagine them being in the background. Just
Yeah,
yeah. And there's
Just-
a bunch of them.
oh yeah.
Because Jim Kelly just does a lot of spin kicks on these assholes.
yeah, they're basically silently creeping up to this place, taking out all the guards mostly silently. And then the plan is they spray whatever that spray was onto the alarm bell.
Yep. Neutralizes.
Never came up exactly what that did or what it was.
Killed
Just,
it.
it happens. There was a jumping sequence.
Well, one guy almost set off the alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't really happen. Though.
Yeah,
But,
but
then
they-
the other plan with the Polaroid is they jump up and snap a picture in front of the security camera and then jump up again and put the Polaroid right in front of the camera. The perspective
Yeah, they
picture.
have a little
Totally
hanging
works.
thing.
Yes, I'm sure that picture
Yeah.
mid jump was going to be perfectly clear like it was.
Hey,
'cause-
Polaroids, man.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Well, if you have a little pause at the apex,
Right.
You
and
pause.
Polaroids were super fast shutter speed. They were
They
Oh,
were
yeah.
fast enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fast enough for a fucking blurry '70s piece of shit.
Look,
Yeah,
TV
Pickle-
and camera.
Pickles was a highly trained trampoline Polaroid artist.
You saw that
I'm sorry.
montage.
I will not sully the photography
Pickles
skills
knew.
of Pickles.
You leave
Pickles
Pickles
knew
alone.
what the hell Pickles was doing.
Sweet
man.
Pickles.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Do not sully the name of Pickles.
I take it all back.
So.
Sully Pickles was her grandfather.
You got to throw them out
Yeah.
when they get sully.
So they get inside, and they get to basically where the movie started, where they had killed that dude and sunk the money into one of the vats.
And him, because
Yeah.
they put him in the vat too.
Yeah, because
Well, they find a
his shoe is on top of the money chest when it comes back up.
Yeah, because Jones empties out the shoe and is just like, a shoe. And just tosses it aside.
But so he and Gloria Hendry take all the money, and they take the MacGuffin photos, I guess.
Yes.
And as they're taking off, as they're trying to get out, the Polaroid, the wind has blown it so that only the corner of it's covering, and so the mafia guy who happens to be glancing over at the camera, goes, "Oh crap!"
Yeah.
and sees them running through the courtyard. So he sends everyone out there, to which Jim Kelly just goes, "All right, I'm going to beat the hell out of more dudes again."
Man does.
And I think Gloria Hendry gets to hit a couple of them.
She kinda
along
does.
the way. There's a few she chops at.
There's this one guy who I swear is knocked out at least twice, and Jim Kelly just keeps attacking him for no reason. I mean, he is just slumped over in a corner, and because Jim Kelly is doing a two-man assault he just keeps attacking this unconscious guy, who then later runs out like he's a badass, is just like, I'll get him this time, punch,
Got to teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they get away.
And the Don's immediately like, "Oh, that Pinky, he ripped me off." Well, no, I'm sorry, because Pinky now takes the money, Black Belt. I'm skipping way ahead. Fuck all.
You are.
Cut all that. So now Black Belt Jones has the money, and he takes the 200. He's going to take the $250,000 to Pinky and get back Quincy. Takes the money and basically like immediately like, here's the money, and they're like, no, we're gonna kill you. And he's like, I just want my man back. Here we go. Here's the money.
Yeah.
No,
this was the deal we made.
We're fed up with you. And it's like, okay. And then they start to hit him, and he's like, you fight back, and we're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got a shotgun on Quincy.
And
Gloria Hendry comes in.
yeah, she's just kind of sneaking in, like, because she doesn't, I guess she's just like, her sense is like, what's up? Why isn't this working? 'Cause
Right.
Black Belt Jones is now having to basically get the crap beat out of him, but
Yeah.
is like, he's fighting back a little bit.
A little bit, but then remembers, oh shit, I'm not supposed to, otherwise they're going to shoot Quincy. But yeah, Gloria Hendry sneaks in and just beats the hell out of Shotgun Guy to the point where she takes the shotgun and beats him with that.
Yep.
Yes.
And throws him into like 3 of the dudes for the 7-10 split, and they fall over, and then Black Belt Jones is like, oh, I can fight now, and then beats up the other guys.
Yeah, and he tells her, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. And
So
she and Quincy run out,
Yeah.
and then like just suddenly Jim Kelly's coming at us in slow motion. And we're like, ooh. What's about to happen? And you just see like this one like groggy guy, like, "Grr." Black Belt Jones just comes at him and kicks him, and it you can't really see any kind of stunt wiring or anything that's going on,
Yeah.
but this guy is flying backwards through the air
He
and
must
not
be
really
running backwards as fast as he can while flailing his arms. I
Maybe.
don't know how they do it.
because he's not descending at any point.
Yeah.
He is just being pulled straight back through this window. And it's,
Yeah.
the 19th defenestration of this movie.
Yeah.
Well, soon to be approached by
Sure.
a dozen more because he gets outside in the train yard, and suddenly there's all sorts of dudes there, and they kind of surround him.
They're like 30 dudes.
yeah, and we're thinking it's going to be like, holy crap,
Yeah.
he's going to take on like 30 guys and beat the crap out of them. But it doesn't quite work out that way because he runs into a train car,
Very smart.
which is a really smart move.
Because they all have to file in through one entrance, and they can't all
It's a small aisle.
they
so.
can't get up to him, so they have to come at him one by one. It's the smartest way to set up a dudes fight you one-on-one type situation. And so like each one just comes charging at Black Belt Jones, and each one goes flying out a new window.
Yes.
Yeah,
he
he's
breaks
basically
every window in this train.
yeah, he's basically just going down the train, just kicking another guy through each window
Yeah.
in this train.
And finally, that last guy.
Yeah, what is that guy's name? The big dude. Is
I
that
don't-
the
I don't
wrestler
think-
dude we're
I don't-
talking about?
No,
No,
the
'cause
wrestler dude was one of the.
This guy looks like Malcolm Jamal Warner on steroids.
yeah,
basically.
this was
He's
just he was one of the
huge.
original crew, but he
Yeah.
was the biggest guy. But they both kind of look at each other, and the guy's like,
No,
Yeah, he's just like, nah.
no, I don't want to.
and Black Belt's just like,
All right.
all
He
right.
kind of turns and gives him one last look, and is like, all right.
Yeah.
And then the guy starts to go for him, and then you just kind of hear off camera like, and then you see him kind of
Yeah,
come
he
through
sees
the window,
head smash through the last window that was left.
Yeah.
and then he walks off.
Yeah.
And now there's a scene where Pinky has now gotten the money, and he just got away. Like, he got the sack of money and was like, yeah, beat him up. I'm leaving. I'm going to take this to the Mafia guys. So he shows right before he shows up. Jim Kelly calls on the phone, and he's like, hey, he starts doing kind of like this weird voice. He's just like, hey, give me Big Tuna. Yeah, this is a friend. I got some information that he might need. He's like, so Pinky's going to be coming and bringing you some money, but take a good close look at it. It's your money. He's paying you with your money. That's all. Bye. Click.
Yeah,
And
he
he's
just
doing-
said, I owe the Don a favor.
Yeah, I owe the Don a favor, so here it is. And he's in a phone booth, and like the entire dojo is now outside.
Yeah.
And he comes outside, and, like, throws his hands over his head, and he's like, "We did it! Let's go to McDonald's!"
And they all go, yeah! And it's like, man, if the movie had frozen the frame right there and ended, it would have been perfect. Just absolute best
would've
ending
loved
ever.
it.
Just be like, what? McDonald's?
That would have been the most
Yep.
brilliant commercial of
Yes.
all time.
An 80-minute commercial for McDonald's with karate kicking and Gloria Hendry.
And racism, homophobia.
Yeah.
Yes,
This is just
Oh,
terrible.
so great.
Buy some fries.
But no, so now Pinky shows up to the Mafia guys, and he's like, "Ha, yeah, I got your money, $250,000, right?"
No, they've come to Pinky's place.
Did they?
Yeah, because Pinky, this is in their pool hall.
Okay.
Because Big Tuna, throws
Oh,
a
that's right,
ball
that's
in his
right, yeah,
mouth
that's
at
right.
one point, but
Yeah, but he looks at it and he's like, "Yeah, you screwed us. Now, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to break your teeth with cue balls." And
Right.
he's like, "Black Belt Jones screwed me," and he's like, "What?"
and Big Tuna makes this dumb cartoon face like, and holds it for like 10 seconds and just like, huh. Okay.
So this is when they decide, all right, well, we need to go after Black Belt.
Yeah.
But before that, there's the scene of Black Belt and Gloria Hendry just frolicking on the beach. And it's weird because they're playing
Well,
the
basically,
song. They're playing music that feels like it should be over the closing credits.
Yeah.
Well, basically, he's like, before you leave, because like they're convinced this is over.
Yeah.
They framed Pinky for this, and this is over.
Right.
And he's like, before you leave, you and me, we should get together. And she's like, what? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
And
He's like, well, I don't know. I was just saying, it's the end of the movie. I thought maybe we should have a romance now.
and she's like, no.
Yeah.
How about no? And then she basically challenges him to fight her with karate in order
Fight
to
me for my vagina.
Yeah,
Basically, yeah. It's like, if you want this, you have to take it. And you couldn't handle my cookie anyway.
Yeah.
It would kill you.
Right.
And, well,
Those
she
words were
backhands him hard.
A couple times, yeah.
Twice. And he's like,
what?
what the hell is happening? I just asked. If you don't want to, you just say no.
This is the 70s. I'm allowed to just come right out and say this shit.
It's a simple question, Norm. I mean, it's...
Yeah. But then, like, Black Belt Jones has already like been kind of sexist before, and now it's like, let's fuck up everybody at the beach's day, because during this little montage of like frolic / fight through the beach,
Yeah.
first they're running down and like they're kind of fighting right in front of a whole bunch of people, and there's some people behind like, should we be doing something? Like, is that man beating up a woman? Like, it really looks like they're seriously concerned behind him, where they're like,
Yeah.
this shit is going on, he's chasing her and they're fighting and this doesn't look good. And then they just kind of come upon this hippie guy who's sitting there with his guitar like, hey man,
Yeah.
I'm
Just playing, just chilling.
Sugar Magnolia, man, it's cool. And then they pick up his guitar and smash it and fight with it, sort of, and then he like
hand it back to him.
to him.
Snatches it out of his
Oh, yeah.
hands.
Yeah. And then
So rude.
and then they hands it back to him, and he's just like, oh, bummer, man.
Yeah, my guitar. It was my only possession.
And then there's a shot of a guy with balloons walking towards a large group of children, and all the children are like, yay, balloon guy, best ever. And Gloria Hendry takes cover behind the balloon man, not forcing, but encouraging Black Belt Jones to go, ha 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 ha, and pop all the balloons. To which the balloon guy's like, son of a bitch. And all the kids are like, oh.
But they have no time to deal with this. They're still
on to the next thing.
Take off and run to the next thing, which is a tent on the beach where apparently there's a nice couple inside having some lovemaking.
Yeah.
Who run out screaming when they enter the tent.
Run out screaming naked.
Yes. Running down the beach. And then they kind of
They sort of fight in the tent, and then he goes ha to the tent pole, and then like it collapses on him, and then it's like, I've defeated you because I've captured you in a tent, and now off screen we're going to have the sex.
and then he
Smooches.
slides right inside her because he falls on her, and she's like, whoa.
pretty much.
And then pretty much it's like, and the sex happens.
Yeah. And now we're walking on the beach.
Yeah.
And
It's just weird that it becomes Pinball Summer for about 3
it
minutes.
kind
Yeah.
of does, where it's like, what the hell, Black Belt?
Yeah.
Don't you just ruined everybody's day?
Yeah. All these people are now mad at you. You're a jerk.
Everyone on this beach is now sadder because of you.
Yeah.
I award you no points.
But then, like, the next day, he's jumping rope in his living room, and she's walking around in his shirt, and she throws him off of his rhythm, and he makes a face like, God, you're still here. Just, what?
Why aren't you back anymore?
Yes.
And then he gets a phone call
Yeah.
because, well, first he hears car doors slamming because, like, they've rolled up 3 cars and they all have to get out of different doors. So he's like, well, what's going on? And looks out and sees them, and he's like, we got to go. But not before, like, they make the fat guy climb up on the telephone pole again to call him. I don't know why. What's this, Jelly? Yeah, and they make him climb up there. And
They do that to him
yeah,
like 4 times.
Yeah, they do.
Like the largest man on
Yep.
screen
Get
has
up there.
to climb up a telephone pole.
Tap into that phone.
Basically, they call and threaten
Jerk.
him, and like they take off. Oh, he's not. They're not done yet running everyone's day.
Oh, no.
Because they run outside, and there's a couple loading up a surfboard on top of a fastback Mustang.
Yeah, but before they get to the car,
Uh-huh.
they're running out, and she grabs panties. She's like, oh, "Wait, I have to put these on. I'm not wearing any panties." And he's like, "Fuck that, let's go."
Yeah,
you don't need those.
Yeah.
And then that's when they run out to the
Yes.
Mustang.
They basically steal this couple's car And then as they're peeling out, the surfboard flies off and crashes on the ground.
And they threaten these people
Yeah, they do.
with non-violence in a violent way. He's like,
No, he threatens them with violence. And
Yeah.
he says, "You guys are all about nonviolence, right? Then let me have this car.
right. And they're
Otherwise, Jim Brown or Jim Kelly will violence your ass."
yes,
Yeah.
there will be violence. And they're like, okay, we heard this was your beach.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So then the most non-practical car chase of all time happens because they're in this fastback Mustang, and the other guys are like 80 guys and 3 giant hoopty machines that are probably slow anyway with one person in them, but now there's a whole bunch of them in there.
Giant hoopty machines. Those were new, nice cars in the
Yeah.
70s.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, they weren't as cool as that Mustang.
They were comfort based, not speed.
Yeah,
they weighed 3 tons, and
Correct.
But plus they had all these people in them. So
30 crackers in a car.
Like what you think is going to be a car chase is actually just a point A to point B transportation
Right.
scene because nothing really comes from it.
No.
She fires a few shots, nothing happens. Like she's still holding on to her panties this whole time, and he grabs them like, "You don't need these," and throws them out the window.
which they land on the bad guy's windshield.
Land on Pinky's car, and Pinky's like, "Did he just throw his panties at us?"
And turns on the
he
windshield
threw
wiper.
his panties in my face.
And then, like the two bad guys in the back of the car just turn and look at each other like, "Can you believe that shit?" He threw the goddamn panties on our car, and they get stuck on the windshield wiper. It's just this running joke, so strange.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he yells at some guy who's painting a sign in a tunnel. He's like, "Hey, they're trying to rape this lady in the car. Do something, because we're brothers." And the guy's like, "Yeah, all right," and dumps paint on the car, which does absolutely nothing.
No, should have been death in the tunnel, but no.
So it just they end up at this. Well,
They're not even like it's a garbage truck pulls out in front of the road because that's what they do.
garbage trucks are dicks.
Yeah. In movies, garbage trucks are the worst.
Yeah. So they have to turn into this garbage truck lot.
And they just happen to kind of get funneled in by other garbage trucks to the garbage truck washing station, the car wash essentially for the garbage trucks.
Yeah.
And they're also kind of stuck in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're stuck like sort of out of it so that all of the other people have to come into it. And
He takes a plank of wood and smashes the controls.
yeah, so it turns off the water, but somehow magically turns on all of the soap.
So it becomes a foam party.
Yeah, so it's just this giant
foam ass kicking.
Yeah, it's this giant foam fight at the end where, again, just loads of dudes getting kicked, and mostly all by Black Belt Jones this time. I mean, it's pretty much just him in this fight.
He tosses a couple to Gloria Hendry as they've been defeated.
Yeah, because she is now manning the back of this garbage truck
Yeah.
and, like, kind of throwing the beaten up guys into the back and
Or
pushing a button.
beating them into the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Grabbing
pushing-
one by the testicles and leading him over to it and just being like, "Get in there."
Yeah, and then pushing the button on the what we all know is the garbage smasher on the truck, but
Yeah.
apparently in this universe it's just like the take it from this little area and dump it into the large part of the truck.
Right.
But we all know that it goes pushes it.
Maybe it's one with the
compactor.
2-stage. Like, it just scoops it in there, and then there's a compactor somewhere else.
Sure.
I guarantee they added that line at the end because they were like, if you think about it, she kind of gruesomely murdered those 6 guys.
Gleefully. Like
Like-
every time she does it, she gives like a thumbs up. Like, "Look what I did."
Like that is a horrifying death.
Yeah.
to happen.
the worst.
To be smashed in a fucking garbage truck.
Yeah. Jim Kelly did. If
That's
Jim
fucking
Kelly wanted those guys
horrifying.
dead, he would have punched them to death.
Yeah.
He was just letting them fall.
But somebody that's making the movie must have realized that and been like, we need to ADR a line in at the very end that sounds like they're all trapped in there going, "Hey, let me out."
Right.
Because, yeah, she is straight up murdering these guys and laughing her ass off about it.
Yep.
Being like, "Ha ha, thumbs up."
And he gets in on it at the end. He throws one guy in
Well, because
there.
the one guy's too big.
Yeah.
I think it was Pinky because he's kind of a large guy.
Yeah, they couldn't get Pinky up in
Yeah.
there. And then
then Big Tuna, they
Big
destroy
Tuna,
his foot.
Yeah, Big Tuna like is in there and like his foot's hanging out, and she pushes the button, and so you just hear.
yeah, she does rip his foot off, but Big Tuna is the only one to lay a hand on Black Belt Jones in this entire ending sequence because Black Belt Jones has snatched the toupee off his head and looks at it and is just like, "Ha ha, look at this, you idiot." And Big Tuna just gets like a punch in. And
then-
Black Belt
well,
Jones is
he's
like,
like,
"Oh,
"No."
hell no, you did not touch me,"
Here come the whoopings.
Yeah,
and beats his ass.
and then they have the garbage truck
Car.
full of dead guys essentially, and they start to drive off, and that's when the cops kind of show up, and he's like, "Haha, you're late as usual."
It's like, "Oh, Black Belt Jones, you're incorrigible." Yep.
Yeah,
Bye.
And then there's the line, like 80-yard line of like, something that he repeated some line he said earlier.
Something
just
about him being from New Orleans.
Yeah, but it's just like, hey, we're actually still
You
alive
can't
back
do this
here.
to me. I'm from New Orleans. I want my lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, and then they drive off with the police escort to drop the guys off wherever, I guess.
And it just freeze frames at the worst possible.
Yeah, just the
Shots.
trucks driving away.
That was
Yeah,
the
the police
70s versions
escort.
of the 90s entrance. So the
Yeah.
police showing
Yeah.
up, and they were showing,
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the end of Black Belt Jones.
Yeah.
Credits.
Black Bill.
We can't give it a Star Grove because there were no lyrics, sadly.
Pretty good
No.
soundtrack,
Yeah,
though.
But that
it's-
soundtrack's awesome.
Yeah.
It is a great soundtrack.
The
But
theme
by-
especially is
By very definition, it's a theme only
Right.
soundtrack.
Main musical theme performed by the funk guitarist Dennis Coffey.
yes.
Whoever he is.
He's the man who made the theme for Black Belt Jones.
He's a funk guitarist.
Yeah. Well, he's awesome because
Yeah.
the whole soundtrack's awesome.
Yes.
He's funky.
Let's rate the rest of it, though.
Okay.
I can do that.
Go ahead.
Oh, me first?
Yeah.
You just said you can do this.
you could do
Yeah,
it.
you
Okay.
said you're ready.
I actually just realized I'm not ready.
I wish you weren't a liar.
Fine.
I didn't mean I could do it right now. I just mean I could do
Oh,
it.
okay.
All right. I'm gonna give it 4 jocks. I like this movie a lot. It is like, especially the intro to Black Belt Jones and the whole opening credit sequence. It lets you know this is what we want in a movie. It's doing all the right things. My only real beef about it is like that last fight in the foam, which is basically just 10 minutes of dopey idiots running at Black Belt Jones and him kicking their ass. There's no any kind of danger. There's no any kind of challenge. It's just a murder fest of these guys, literally, when she puts them in the truck. But there just wasn't enough challenge there for him in this movie. I mean, he's almost just, indestructible.
I was going to say it's 4 jocks for me, and it's the same thing. It's the same problem I had with Cobra. It feels like the hero is never threatened in any way whatsoever. Like, one guy punches him, aside from the part where he's not allowed to punch back.
Yeah.
There's only one guy that ever gets a hit on him
Yeah.
in the entire sequence of fights that he does throughout the entire movie.
Well, he takes more damage from Gloria Hendry when they're doing their foreplay scene.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, I know the whole movie has a goofy tone, and so it's kind of at cross purposes, but you need one bad guy that he can match up with and have an actual fight.
Yeah.
That's what this movie needed. And in that had happened, easily 5 jocks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there was just
it
never that
doesn't-
moment of, oh, how is he going to beat that guy?
Yeah.
That guy's big
It's
and
just
bad.
that
Beat him by
it's just
beating
that
his
whole
ass.
hero fantasy that Cobra has, where
Yeah.
it's just like, I am a Superman who nobody can touch.
Yeah.
Well, the strange thing is, like, I would say the same thing is actually kind of true about Slaughter. But the thing that Slaughter has going for it is there's that moment where it's just like, holy shit, yes, 5 jocks, undoubtedly, something happens. And this movie never quite reaches that plateau. So it's a 4 jocks for me as well.
And also the bad guys just don't come off as evil as like the guys in Slaughter.
Obviously, yes.
Like in Slaughter, you're like, get them.
Yes.
Like you don't even want them to have any sort of advantage on Slaughter. You
Yeah.
just want them to fucking die.
Yeah, everyone here is a little bit goofy. Pinky is like, I mean, they murder, Scatman Crothers, but it's kind of an accident. And,
Kind of, yeah. And they even, because Pinky's even like, oh shit,
Yeah.
you killed him. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But like the Mafia guys, I never have any idea what their deal is. Like, I don't know what the pictures are. Yeah, they have some money, but who cares? Mafia guys have money.
Yeah, there's just never that moment to push it to a
Yeah.
5 jocks, but I really enjoyed the shit out of this, so it's a strong 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had 4 in my head, and then when it came time for me to actually start to say something, I was like, maybe it's a 5.
Well, go with your gut.
But no, it's a 4. It's
Okay.
definitely a 4. Because you're right. There is no holy fucking shit 5 jocks moment.
But there are lots of little tiny ones that
There
are just
are,
like,
but there aren't enough.
Like Trampoline Dude, head in the
Yeah.
ceiling.
Yeah.
It was like, fuck yes, more of this.
Yeah.
there aren't enough of those moments to push it to 5 jocks. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
faux.
It's a strong 4. I would watch this movie on a loop.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And
But
that
you just have it on in the background. And
Sure.
you can kind of do that.
Because it sounds good.
It sounds good, and there's not a whole lot of... There are a few... there's a few disparaging words.
Yes.
So,
There's even another Gloria Hendry
that's right.
F-bomb
Yeah.
where it's just like, what is wrong with you?
yeah.
Why are you so homophobic?
What is the matter with you?
Yeah,
Well, she's
but-
from New York, so.
Yeah, and that credit sequence is just iconic. It is so good.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like seeing it in the way it's supposed to be and not the way everyone parodies it is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break.
Okay.
Long
All right.
half.
Yeah.
It's been such a long.
I almost started that when someone said foreplay.
Oh, years. Stretch. So I know you got 2 movies. Well, yeah, we all have a common one.
Yes.
You've got 2?
Yes. I will
Okay.
talk briefly about one of them, and I will talk briefly about the other.
You could have just said I'll talk briefly about both of them.
Actually,
Well,
Do we just want to straight up talk about...
4-ish. I mean, two of them are going to be really quick, I
Yeah. I just have the one that pertains to this movie, so...
think. Yeah. Okay. No, I have that shared movie. And then
Okay.
I have a
What's
couple,
the
but they're
shared
quick.
movie? What is this?
Black Dynamite.
We all watch Black Dynamite.
Man. Apparently there was a South Park Stick of Truth Steam pre-order for $24.99.
Did you miss it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sold out.
Sold
Some
out.
hookups site. It's weird.
Oh, it's one of those things.
It's probably fucking Russian codes
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
Get my shit banned from, but it went on Cheap Ass Gamer, so. Usually Cheap Ass Gamer doesn't put that sort of stuff up.
Whoa, this is not. Comcast is buying Time Warner?
That's what I just saw.
Holy shit, no. Comcast, if you're listening, fuck you.
Maybe they're big enough now that they'll have to get broken up.
Yes. That's not possible.
Yeah. Well, considering they're already throttling YouTube.
That is just gross.
Yeah, it's... We're fucked.
Yeah.
As far as internet and
we're gonna have
cable
to-
and all that goes, we're
We're
fucked.
gonna have to pirate internet somehow now. Like, get space internet or something. God damn it.
Yeah.
That just bums me out.
It bums me out because there's nothing we can do about it.
No. I mean, you know,
that's the most frustrating part about all of it. You know, just like why I don't get too fired up about politics is because...
nothing you can do. I mean,
Yeah,
you
unless
can
you're a
pretend
lobbyist.
to do something.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, your vote doesn't really count for
No.
what everyone acts like it does.
But like, we can't just say, "Hey, don't approve the Comcast deal." The whole world could say, "Don't approve the Comcast deal." It's just up to the FCC.
Yeah.
God, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I have a choice between Comcast and Time Warner. I just don't like that Comcast is going to get so fucking huge that they're just going to be like, we don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
We
It's
have
just
a
gonna-
billion customers, and you all have to choose us, or you don't get anything.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it.
I mean, I'm glad I don't have Comcast for cable anymore. If I could dump them for internet, so hard.
Yeah, there's just no other option.
No, there's not.
Like, because I had AT&T for a while, and it's
Sucks.
not. Like, being on... Since I moved into the condo and being on Comcast, it's like, yeah, it's night and day.
Yeah.
Like, it genuinely is so ridiculously fast by comparison
No.
that it's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it. Oh, well.
Yep.
So did you have anything aside from the one shared movie?
I do.
How many other things you got?
I want to talk about the RoboCop trilogy,
Oh, that's right.
but it will not be in depth in it.
Are you guys going to be seeing
My
the new
understanding
one?
is that we are.
Yeah.
I know Harlow and I both bought the 4K Blu-ray, which came with a free ticket.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So might as well use it. So yeah.
Oh, there's so many emails. I'm sorry, everyone. We're not getting to very many emails tonight.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
we've got too many movies. We're probably only going to be able to do like 2 because
Okay.
we've only got
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Okay. Well, maybe we can do an episode of nothing but emails.
We might have to, honestly. Like, there's 24 in here right now.
Whoa.
So, and I've thrown out some that are just too old and not relevant anymore.
Hey,
There's
what?
some that I've kept a couple that I've kept for like
Yeah.
over a month because it's like, all right, we're gonna get to this.
Yeah, I mean, hey guys,
And then we
we're getting to that point where we're getting more emails than we can read in a single show. It doesn't mean that your email was bad.
Yeah.
It's just time, and maybe we can get to it the following week, maybe not. I don't know, but
Yeah,
don't
we've
let
been-
that discourage you from sending in emails because we do read them.
Yeah, I might have to just start responding to emails and stuff. I know there was one where somebody recommended something we'd already had.
Oh, okay.
We'd already done.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you're in luck, pal, because check out this episode. And then I was like, well, we'll make fun of you next time. And
Pal.
then it just didn't happen.
Hey,
Welcome
pal.
to the party, pal.
Yeah, it's good times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll stop watching so many movies for second half stuff so we can do a.
Honestly, like, even if we had an hour, we probably wouldn't get through all the emails.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, we can do a week where we don't talk about it. We just do a listener correspondence half. We should probably need to do that someday soon.
Well, I think this problem will be solved a little bit by our mystery project.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like the three other movies I have to talk about, we could actually do a whole show on.
Okay.
But I'm just going to be quick about it.
All right. Well, let's get right into it, shall we?
Let's do a second half of a podcast.
Clap it up. All right, welcome back.
Hey,
Hey.
Mafcast.
Hey,
Time for some second half time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's second some halves.
hard.
Yes.
So, who saw a movie?
Well,
Uh,
I know we have one that kind of ties into the first half.
Yeah,
And
let's
people
do
have
that
been asking us to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Black Dynamite,
Black Dynamite.
which Harlow had some disparaging words way back when he first saw it.
I did.
The rest of us were like, maybe we should see that. And you rewatched it as well, right?
I did. I did.
Yeah. I saw it for the first time on Crackle with commercial interruption,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
But it is uncut, right? I mean, I know it's cut,
Oh, yeah, it's the whole movie.
but it's okay.
Yeah. It's just, yeah.
It just has
commercials
breaks.
in inopportune moments.
Yeah,
But
still.
that movie for the first hour or so is everything I wanted it to be.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, they nail the look. Like, I don't know how they made it look so authentic throughout that whole section of it. And it's like, it's very, like, they're kind of joking around. It's almost like, it's got a similar tone to Black Belt Jones at certain points where it's like, yeah, we know we're being goofy, but we're not playing it too far. We're kind of keeping it a little tongue-in-cheek and doing that. And then, like, by the end, they just, like, a switch flips or something. They're like, time to make goofy faces at you. We're a comedy.
Yeah.
And then it's something like, guys, what happened? Like, did you just run out of time and you had to just do this quick, or what happened?
Kind of did.
Yeah, because it's a very weird shift once they decide that they're gonna go to Vietnam, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so many good lines, and Michael Jai White is like born to play that role, because I love having a guy who understands how to deliver awesome lines, but also can sell the hell out of a fight.
He is really limber. I mean,
Oh yeah,
he's doing stuff in that movie where it's just like, good lord. I
Well,
mean,
that's where he started. I mean, he was literally just a stunt
Yeah.
fight guy. I mean, he was Spawn,
Right.
It was like, hey, we can cast this guy. No one's heard of him, and he can fight.
yeah. But
Movie
yeah,
sucked, but whatever.
yeah, but I mean, he is really well cast. I mean, obviously, he was part of the project and
Right.
everything, but he's really good in the role. Like, nails it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So coming at this with a fresh perspective, I enjoyed the hell out of this movie, but I think that's because I was like, whatever this movie is, I'm just going to let it be.
Mm-hmm.
And with that in mind, it's funny as hell. I mean, the lines in this are so good and super quotable.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And don't get
It's-
me wrong, I enjoyed that
Yeah.
last part. I just enjoyed that first part, the first half of the movie more.
Yeah.
But I mean, that stuff near the end was still really funny.
Yeah, like I said, it's just it plays better than something like "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," which is like so much a like we're doing jokes now, and here's the next joke.
Yeah.
And this is subtler, but not very subtle, because like the fake tear thing and the boom mic and all of that. It's just like It's some very obvious stuff.
When he's having the Vietnam flashback and he keeps calling the kid Chinese, like
Yes.
it's funny every single time
Yep.
he says it. And he's like, he broke his little Chinese
Little
legs.
Chinese feet. He's speaking to me in that Chinese. It's like, what?
but it's still not the movie I would like. I wish someone would make a straight up homage to blaxploitation movies and just not feel the need to make it a comedy. Like, if funny things happen, because I mean, like the movie we watched tonight had funny bits, but it wasn't a comedy per se. It was just funny things can happen in an action movie.
Yeah.
Not funny because haha, that was a thing in the past where no money and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I was just astounded at how good they got the look of it.
I think it's hard for them to do that because you remember the comedy in those movies, and you're like, hey, there was comedy in these movies. We should add comedy. We should make sure that there's some things that are funny in it.
Yeah.
And then that just turns into jokes.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, one of the weird things about Black Dynamite is that it introduces a lot of plot and then resolves that plot in montages. Like, here's a bad guy, and then we're going to deal with this bad guy in a quad split montage. And it's like, well, that's a little strange. I mean, you'd kind of spent some time building these characters up.
Yeah.
And then, like, you have this whole introduction to the councilman character. And then nothing. Like, you know, there's some footage of that being resolved, whatever's going on there, but they just, they're hitting a lot of blaxploitation bits and pieces, but then most of them go nowhere. Now, I know some of these movies have things like that where they go nowhere.
Yeah, that was what I thought. It was like, well, that's a dead end.
Yeah.
But it led to a fight, and then the next scene, he's just where he needs to be.
Right.
But like that, to me, that was just perfect.
Yeah.
And that's a subtle thing that they don't point that out.
Right.
That it just happens.
I do like that scene where he follows those guys back to their little headquarters, and they're like, hey, this is private. How did you get in here? And he's like, I walked in. It's like, what do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good pauses for that sort of stuff.
Right.
Like the timing of so much of that is really good.
Yeah.
Which is why when it goes all goofy at the end, I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. I do like
like that's
this.
how I knew exactly why you had the reaction you did that first time.
That scene where he walks in. I love the scene after where like he's dressing down that guy so hard.
Yeah.
And then like when he turns around, he's like, I was going to fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the scene where he's laughing the helicopter thing, and then it cuts to him still laughing coming into the next scene.
Yeah, and he's wearing like the slaughter tuxedo.
Yeah,
almost.
and just kind of like stopping laugh because everyone's looking at him like, "Why are you laughing?" And he's like, "So what's going on?"
Yeah,
yeah. It has really good things and it's worth watching. That's my new opinion on it. Just
it hits and misses, but man, when it hits, it's really.
I think I was remembering that original trailer where it wasn't like sold as straight up comedy.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, this movie. And then I watched it and I was like, oh damn it, it's a comedy. Like it's subtler than I'm Gonna Get You Sucker and Undercover Brother, but it's a fucking comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the soundtrack's so good. And that guy hasn't done like anything else.
Yeah.
It's really weird. And the cinematographer, I looked him up because I'm like, this guy fucking nailed that so well. Like, I almost want to figure out how he did the look of that movie the way he did. And then it's like, God, his filmography is just a nightmare. It's
there's some good things in there.
I know there are some, like Bring It On is in there and a few other, but it's like
Run, Ronnie,
all epic movie, all that
Yeah.
bullshit for those, what is it, Seltzer and whatever the fuck his name is, those assholes. Like, all of it is just that garbage, which I guess shows he knows how to do the mimicry thing, but yeah, it's just really disappointing because I'm like, man, if someone wants to really make a straight up blaxploitation film, like, and make the movie we're talking about where it's, okay, we're going to reference all this stuff, but we're not going to be super jokey about it. Like, I would be like, find that guy and get him to work on it.
Yeah.
So,
Like, real quick, the one thing we forgot to mention about Black Belt Jones that I noticed in the credit, like Michael Kahn was the editor of that movie, who has won 3 Oscars and has like edited every Spielberg movie.
Yep.
Like, holy shit. I mean, you know,
that's crazy.
You get guys with pedigree working on these things, and then they go on to just do huge shit. I kind of wish that the Black Dynamite guys had gone on to just do really big things after that, and it just seems like a lot of them have just sort of languished.
I was annoyed with the sound though. Like I know they were trying to make it sound like shitty sound, and like, well, good job, because like it was a little annoying. Like, it was just very obviously artificially messed up sound for the point of it, because I don't know. Just by the end of the movie, like certain scenes was like, okay, I get it, bad sound, just turn it off now. Like, make it good now. Yeah, I don't know.
Make it good.
I still liked it and still laughed a lot.
Yeah.
So I saw a movie in the theater. Is that the next newest thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
we should probably
Tell
talk
us
that.
about a new theater.
I did not go see the Lego movie because I had somebody who was like, I want to go to the movies. And I was like, Lego movie? And they're like, no.
Nah.
So I was like, no.
Aw.
But I will get there eventually. So I went to see Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit.
That's still in theaters?
Shadow. It's only been out like a week, Chuck.
It came out like a month ago.
Did it?
Yeah. Came out like the second week of January.
Yeah, good old
Jack
January
Ryan,
movie.
Shadow release.
Okay, well, yes, Chuck. A movie that's been in the theater for like 3 weeks
Okay.
is still there.
Well,
it's
Is that
not
on
the fucking
is that on
summer.
video yet?
Yeah. It's
What?
not the summer, man, where they
Whatever.
throw everything out quickly.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Do you like the Jack Ryan movies in general?
Yes.
No.
What?
Take him or leave him.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. Is that the one where he's get off my plane? Because that one's pretty good.
Oh, we're doing jokes. Okay.
Which one's the one where he points at someone angrily?
How was Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit?
Pretty good.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know. It's an interesting movie. I mean, it's weird because I didn't realize going into it that it was let's reboot Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much what it is. Because there's things that couldn't happen to make the other movies plausible. Because it's very clearly like in a post 9/11 world. And it's like, wait, if he's just now joining the CIA, how can Russians defect? In Hunt for
Right.
October. I'm confused.
Oh, the Sum of All Fears fucked that all up. I mean, that was the last reboot.
Yeah.
So, this is a reboot of that reboot.
I guess they were just like, we want to make more Jack Ryan movies, and
Is he fresh out of analyst school?
Well, this shows like him being a Marine for a little while and then
Okay.
getting recruited by the CIA.
Okay, so
Thus,
this is almost
Shadow Recruit.
Okay, well, it's almost even
recruit
before.
him shadowly.
It's a prequel to Sum of All Fears, almost.
Yeah. I think I knew this and then forgot about it until the movie started, and I'd forgotten that it was directed by Kenneth Branagh.
Really?
Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
Coming off of Thor, which is funny because Keira Knightley's in this, and it's like you had Natalie Portman and now Keira Knightley.
Yep.
Forever intrinsically linked to each other.
Oh.
Thanks, Star Wars.
They're the same person.
What?
But anyway,
Not really.
yeah, I mean it's all pretty good. I don't obviously say run out to the theater to see it because according to Chuck, it's going to be gone tomorrow.
No, that's why you should run out and see it because it'll be gone tomorrow. So run.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed it, and there's a couple of action scenes that it's like, fuck yes, everything about this scene is awesome.
That's good.
I like those scenes.
I like the sound of that.
I mean, there was one that was like, I would have liked to have seen it edited ever so slightly different because there were some moments of like, okay, stop the quick cutting kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there was one that is like, man, if just someone with a little bit better action directing skills had done this, like how fucking awesome this scene would have turned out. But you still get the gist of it, and you're still like, hell yeah, that was awesome what he just did there, and I am on board with this. And I mean, they make everything. All the bad guys are sufficiently creepy, clever, and everything. So
Well, Kenneth Branagh is one of the bad guys
yeah,
too, right?
he is. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay, so this is the most important question:
all right,
is it a good Kevin Costner movie or a bad Kevin Costner movie?
like because he's in it.
Yeah.
He's good.
Okay.
I mean, they don't give him like a chance to go crazy, like oh my god, Kevin Costner, but
Okay.
like he's good in it.
Okay. Well, people love to hate Kevin Costner, and I always hope he
I-
does good because I like the Kevin Costner.
Well, look, I don't get that. I mean, I know there's some shitty Kevin Costner things out there, but I like him as a guy
Okay.
in movies.
Well, good. That's what he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good. He's
Well,
No,
he's
I-
going to be in that new Taken movie soon, too, right?
yeah, he is. Yeah.
They had a trailer
Kevin
for that.
Costner Taken 3.
They had a trailer for that, and you're talking about the 3 Days to Kill or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
They had a trailer right before that, and first I was wondering, like, we watching a commercial for the movie we're about to see? I'm like, no, that's something different.
Yep.
Side note, I obviously haven't seen the movie, but the trailer came up. You want to talk about a movie I had below zero interest in seeing?
Yes, please.
The 300 sequel.
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
I saw that trailer,
That
too.
reaction, that new trailer, I was like, fuck, I'm back on board with this.
really?
The one with war dog or war pigs in it. I almost said war dog.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't see that one.
No.
The one with the war pigs in it. Like when that that song cue kicked in, I was like, if this song is in the fucking movie, I am so in for this movie. Because like the way it comes into the way the preview is happening, I was like, fuck yes. Why did I think I didn't want to see more 300? Because I don't know that trailer, that movie may be a steaming pile of garbage, but seek out that trailer.
Okay.
Because I was like, I am so back on board with this movie now.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer for that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I might have to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, everyone's like, it's really too late for a 300 sequel. Do we really need a 300 sequel? And then you're like, fucking dudes murdering dudes with axes and shit in slow motion.
And it kind of seems to pick up right where, like, I thought it was a prequel.
No,
at first,
Lena Headley's in this.
I know.
Like
it
my
basically
husband
looks
said.
like it picks up right from where it was. So, I don't know.
Yeah, this is Sparta, bitches.
No. I should seek out that trailer.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said anything bad about Comcast.
Yeah, good job, Chuck.
Sorry.
Did it break the internet?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The chat's still going, but the stream is broken. So.
I'm seeing the stream, dude.
Well, that's why we can't see the stream, because you're seeing the stream. You took all the stream.
I just turned it fucking on.
Well,
Turned it
it
fucking
just went
on.
off, so you... Yeah.
Fucking.
All right.
Fucking shit. Shit.
Yeah.
Looks.
All right.
Oh,
Well, nothing we could do, so
No.
let's just keep talking about movies.
All right.
Who wants to go next?
Is everyone hearing that cycling hum?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I
it's kind of a pulsating sound.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Somebody's phone, maybe?
No.
My cellular's off, so.
Test of the emergency broadcast system.
Maybe it's an alien transmission.
Weird, huh?
It's a little weird.
Hopefully it's not on the... Because, I mean, it's been going on for a while, so whatever. Hey, somebody says we're back.
It's not registering on the levels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe it's just.
So hopefully it's just in the headsets, and
Okay.
we're not hearing it. But
Okay.
So where were we?
Everyone says we're back, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, everybody.
Hey, we're back.
We're gonna
well,
continue.
I guess I'll continue. I saw one other relatively new movie.
Okay.
Again, one of those like, oh, that's on video already? I saw Ender's Game. I guess
It's on video already?
Yeah, I guess that
Wow.
did
Oh,
poor
wow.
enough that they were like,
Oh, so you can make that joke.
well, I mean, at least that came out last year.
Okay.
But
Oh, a month ago.
yeah. So as I don't know, somebody pointed out Harrison Ford connection.
Yeah.
It's better than the guy's last movie. It's the guy that directed X-Men Origins Wolverine. Did this movie?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Satsi guy?
Yeah.
Satsi.
I don't know. It's like a really cool world building thing, and like I was super kind of interested to watch it, and then it.
Expialidocious.
Huh?
Come on.
But like by the time the movie's over, it's just kind of like I think you were trying to make a point, and you wussed out on it. Like as much as I didn't like the I Am Legend, 15th remake with Will Smith.
Yeah.
Mhm.
At least I thought it was interesting that they kind of committed to the original idea of the story, and this is a very similar premise in story wise, and they didn't. I didn't feel like they fully committed to it. Like it's kind of like here's the reveal, and yeah, well, shit happens, kind of thing. And I don't know. It just like it was over, and I was like, that wasn't bad. I mean, wasn't great. It looked kind of pretty. Everybody was good. I mean, it had Ben Kingsley in it, which fucking yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
He wasn't in it enough, unfortunately.
Aw.
Yeah. Like a lot more Harrison. I thought, like when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, Harrison Ford's going to be in this movie for like 10 minutes, and it's going to be Ben Kingsley being, the mentor guy. No, it's exactly the opposite. Harrison
Really?
Ford is in this movie a lot,
Okay.
and Ben Kingsley shows up more than halfway through the movie.
Because it seemed like this trailer came out when Harrison Ford was in every movie.
Yeah,
And it was like, how is he in every movie? So.
yeah. I don't know. It's all right. It's worth a watch, I guess, on video since it's there now. Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, it's interesting, and it's got Haley Steinfeld in it, which I think we were all like, why isn't she in more things? And now all of a sudden she is.
Yeah.
Like, because she's in
How
some other.
was she?
They don't give her much to do, really. I mean, she's good good-ish, but they don't give her a lot to work with. It's definitely not a True Grit thing where it's like, holy shit, yes, sell these lines, stand up to the full-grown people, and hold a scene.
Right.
This is just kind of like, yeah.
I'm interested in seeing it because I really enjoyed the book. I'm glad that it's not bad.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's definitely not bad. It's just like,
Yeah.
it felt like you probably should have taken a little more care maybe with the story and fully committed to it. But that's all.
Okay.
What else? Anybody else? Who's seen else? What else?
I got some movies
All right.
I'll talk about real quick. In preparation for the 2014 release of RoboCop, I watched the RoboCop movies.
Wait, all of them?
Yep.
All three?
All three.
And what about the TV?
I've seen those.
Okay.
I did not revisit those.
All right, good.
You just wanted to stick to the original trilogy.
Yeah, the pure essence of RoboCop, which ends after the first movie.
And then it becomes a Frank Miller wankfest.
God, okay. So, first RoboCop, that movie holds up. That movie's fantastic. There's a tiny bit of datedness to it, but other than that, that movie is goddamn amazing. I know we've talked on the show before about in regards to like Raiders of the Lost Ark, how there's like iconic imagery in that movie, the way things move, the way things are shot, the way just things that you look at it and you know instantly what that's from. And RoboCop has moments like that where just the way the camera is placed and the way it's lit and the way things are moving, you're like, that is very recognizable. That is completely identifiable, and it's iconic imagery. That's just a really strong movie.
Were you watching the unrated version?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a little strange because I'd seen it before, but probably on like VHS or something like that. So I was watching the new 4K Blu-ray or whatever
Hell
it was.
yeah.
Well, the unrated print is in a different condition than the regular print.
Oh, really?
So you would know when you're about to get some unrated shit because the quality would drop.
Tracking shot changes, when
and
they
you would just
shoot
be
him.
like, oh. And then all of a sudden, Peter Weller's animatronic, and you're like, oh, God, this is going to get really bad. And then it does get really bad. So, yeah, I mean, seeing that all together like that was interesting.
Does the 4K DVD have the ability to watch the original one on it?
No, I think it's just the direction. It really is not that intrusive.
Okay.
You can just tell. I mean,
yeah,
you
there's
can
only
just,
a few scenes that they cut for violence.
yeah,
basically.
it's only really like 3 or 4 moments, and they're pretty quick. So, but you just see it like, oh, the quality is a little different. So yeah, that's RoboCop. Fucking fantastic.
RoboCop.
Yeah. RoboCop 2. What in the shit happened?
It's pretty good compared to RoboCop 3.
Well, I'll get to that, but
right.
just talking about RoboCop 2. Why? There's so many things in that movie where it's just why? Why did you do this? Why did you make that choice? Why this? Why that? It's whatever brain trust was putting together that sequel was out of their goddamn mind. And I know Frank Miller was partially responsible, but then I also know his ideas got completely sort of butchered along the way, and he has continued to keep trying to tell that story.
Because he directed 3, right?
No,
He wrote
Fred Decker directed 3, Monster Squad guy.
He
but-
wrote 3.
Yeah.
But 2 is one of those cases where it feels like the people that made it didn't get the first one.
Exactly.
Like they didn't understand, hey, this is like a satire of, as everything in the late 80s was that was good, was like, this is a satire of commercialism, and it's also telling a Frankenstein story.
Yeah.
And all that. Whereas they're just like, no, he's cool, he's a robot and he shoots shit.
Yeah. Well-
and he's got to fight a big robot eventually.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
But like RoboCop 2 establishes the universe that they're in as being like the latter 2 Batman movies, the Schumacher ones, where like in those 2 movies Gotham is so disgusting. It's like, why the fuck does Batman give a shit? They have made Detroit so repulsive that it's like, who cares? Fucking nuke the city and build your Delta City. I don't care about any of these fuckers. Let all of these punks and assholes and everyone just overdose on their nuke drug and just wipe them all out, and then let's build your nice pretty city. I was on the side of the OCP, and that's not right.
Yeah.
That's not what they should be going for.
Detroit has now done that to themselves.
Well, I know, and that's the really scary thing. But
Is that the one that has the SPF 5000
Yeah.
sunblock commercial in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there's bits of awesome stuff in there like
there
that.
is, but for the most part, they've made so many bad choices with that movie, and especially like the whole like within the first 15 minutes, they just sort of erase the strides of humanity that the RoboCop character made, where it's just like, stop stalking your wife, we're bringing your wife in, tell her you're a machine, and that's the end of it. And he does, and then it's like, well, okay, that's the end of that.
Yeah.
And now you're just gonna shoot dudes, and it's like, The third one, yes, the third one is fucking garbage in terms of like storytelling and the fact, just the fact that Peter Weller's not in it makes it seem cheap and terrible. But I have to give it credit for a few things.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to do that publicly right now. RoboCop 2 was scored by Leonard Rosenman, who has a habit of coming into established franchises and saying, fuck the music that I'm going to create my own music. So like when he did the music for Star Trek 4, and it had like none of the recognizable Star Trek music in it. So his whole score for RoboCop 2 completely tossed aside the established RoboCop music and made it shitty. There's a fucking choir singing RoboCop in that movie. Terrible. The third movie brings back the music, and so while you're watching the shitty action going on in that movie, at least the music is good. So there's that. They reverted the color of the suit back to the original sort of silver color and not that blue color that it turned out to be in 2 for some reason. They reestablished things in the world, like they had changed the name of the newscast in the second movie, and the third movie changes it back. It's almost like they're fixing everything that the second movie fucked up. But also the third movie has fucking cyber ninjas in it, and they're not cool like they should be. It's RoboCop versus cyber ninjas, and it's dumb. It's dumb. It's so dumb, but it's watchable. It's watchable because it's bad, and you're like, I can't believe this has happened to poor RoboCop, but also because half the cast has gone on to do really great things. Like Stephen Root is like the main he's one of the people fighting OCP, but he's sort of like this guy who turns against him and everything, so he's like that main guy. And Jeff Garlin is in it, and Bradley Whitford is in it, and it's just like all these the casting director on this knew what they were doing. They're like, they see something in these people who are going to go on to do things. But God, it's just, as far as a RoboCop movie goes, it's just terrible. So I'm looking forward to the remake, because like the last 2 Schumacher Batmans, totally fucked up that universe. And so if they can come in and Batman Begins it, I'll be all right with that.
I'm starting to hear good things about it.
I wouldn't count on this, but we'll go in with fresh faces.
I've heard it starts out really well and actually does have unique ideas on the whole RoboCop thing. But by the end, they kind of, it feels like the studio said, you need a bigger ending.
Oh.
And so it kind of loses a lot of that for big action ending type thing.
It's got to be better than Total Recall. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Let's hope.
Yeah. So I watched one other quasi-new movie, and I fell into watching this movie that I didn't really plan on it. I know. I was like, I was watching watching random end of movie that I've seen 100 times on cable, and I was doing something on my computer, and the next movie started, and I didn't change it, and like the movie started up, and like I became more and more aware that I was paying more attention to the movie, that I was like, I hit a certain point, I was like, fuck it, I'm watching this movie now.
Yeah.
And that's that The Devil Inside, another found footage horror movie thing.
You are our king of found footage horror movie things.
I never would have expected you to be our king of.
Yeah, I know. I'll say this about the movie. It's bizarre because like everyone in the movie totally committed to acting for this movie. Like acting wise, like these people are in a fucking crazy possession movie. Like it's got to have some of the better footage of crazy demonic possession shit I've seen in a movie ever, because they've done this over and over and over again and try to make it work. Unfortunately, the people behind the camera not so much in on this because like it starts off a semi-interesting premise, and even for the found footage, like it gives a good excuse for the found footageness of this. That lady's mother went crazy in the 80s and killed some people, and then was committed to this weird asylum in Italy. Now she's grown up, and she's like, I need to know more. I've hired this. I've got a friend. We're going to document everything. I'm going to go see my mother for the first time in 20-something years or whatever, and film all of this along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Also meeting up with Exorcist because we suspect that maybe there was something else going on because she's either crazy. I want to know if she's crazy or possessed or whatever, and that's the plot of the movie. Huh. Now, interesting things happen along the way, and then things start to go crazy, and then they forget to finish the fucking movie. Completely,
just stops.
It stops, and it goes, if you'd like to know more about this, go to this website. That is literally the fucking end of the movie.
Oh.
It comes up on the screen, and it goes,
oh, no.
This was, thing happens that is kind of a reason for the found footage thing to end, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
But it's what the fuck? Literally nothing remotely in a cinematic world constituting an ending, and then they throw up a goddamn URL on the screen and say, go here if you'd like to know more.
Arg.
Man, that sounds like shit.
Yeah. I mean, like I said...
Did you go there?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not.
Oh.
But I was like, huh. I just... that ended, I was like, I've never seen actors more committed to doing crazy stuff on screen than... And to see it wasted on people who were like, I don't know, movie. Yeah, maybe we might make a movie. We might finish it. We'll make a website too. I don't.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, don't watch it. I'm sure it's set up for a sequel and everything else. You have to end a chapter. It just needs to happen.
Kinda, yeah.
So,
Well, it doesn't need to happen.
It
helps.
Movie laws kind of say you should probably end it.
Nah.
Yeah.
They could just shelf it.
They could do.
Yeah. Someone needs to go back to screenwriting class and figure out you can't peak and then go yeah. You can't have shit go, what the shit is going on?
Yeah.
You can if you're going to put a URL at the end of your movie.
I guess, yeah.
Of course.
You get some Google ad revenue.
Direct people to your alternate reality game.
Yeah.
Arg.
Anyway.
So, BJ,
Yes.
I heard you watch some movies.
Who told you that?
You did, actually.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
we
when we
asked
asked.
if anyone had seen movies.
Shit. Yes, I did watch a couple movies. I will talk about the newest first. I saw The Croods because I heard some people say it's terrible. Okay, I was really not feeling well on Sunday night, and I was just laying in my chair, couldn't even pick up a video game controller.
Whoa!
I called in pizza, and I'm like, I'm just gonna lay here and watch something. And one of the first things that Netflix recommended was The Croods for some reason. Probably because of all the...
Netflix is a dick.
Yeah. Kind of a jerk.
And I won't say that Netflix is necessarily a jerk for this. It's just 90 minutes, 2 hours of generic DreamWorks animated movie.
That's what it looked like to me.
There is nothing particularly necessary about this movie or exciting. I found myself paying very little attention to it, and
but in fairness, you were very sick.
yeah, but that's a really good time for me to sit and watch a movie.
Yeah, but maybe you should watch it again now that
No.
your spirits are higher.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
No, nothing's going to change the fact that this is an incredibly mediocre movie.
Okay.
So that finished, and I was scrolling through, the remainder of, or some of the other Netflix offerings.
Hey, if you like The Croods.
No, it was luckily, this movie was luckily not in the
Oh, okay.
Croods section.
Okay, good.
If you like The Croods, you might enjoy Carl Sagan's Cosmos and Antichrist.
Right.
And this wrestling documentary.
So I was scrolling through, the lists, and I saw Fargo. And I'm like,
That's a good movie.
it's been a long time since I saw Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started watching it, and I thought, either it's been a really long time since I've seen Fargo, or I've never fucking seen Fargo. By the time I finished the movie, I realized I'm pretty sure I've never fucking seen Fargo.
Wow.
Because I recognize things from it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's this, and that's this. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, that's this. But there were parts that I figured I should have recognized that I didn't, and so I'm very glad I decided to quote unquote rewatch Fargo for the first time.
See it again first time.
And that movie is fucking brilliant.
Yep.
I love everything about that movie, with maybe the exception of William H. Macy.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Hold on. You were still sick, right?
Same day, yeah.
Excusable.
And I don't know if it's just the fact that he made me dislike his character, but there was something about that whole thing that I just was like, Everything else was amazing.
You're not supposed to like him.
Well, yeah.
He's the bad guy.
He is, well, he's one of...
Yeah.
90% of that movie is bad guys.
Sure.
But everything else was just brilliant. I love the completely overblown northern Midwest accents because they remind me of what happens when you get Midwesterners drunk. Is that happens to them. They go into that super, oh yeah, for sure, whoa, sort of thing. And I came away with a slightly larger than is probably safe crush on Frances McDermott. She's just super adorable in that movie, and I was like, "Oh, Margie."
That's disturbing, BJ. I'm gonna throw that out there.
That is a strange weekend you had.
But
She's like 7 months pregnant, and she's Frances McDormand.
But she's super cute and charming in that movie.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean,
Well, the scenes with her husband are really good.
yeah, they are, and
Like they're so understated with the way the two of them interact.
yeah, and she's just out there trying to do the right thing, doing the best she can, and doing a really good Midwesterner job of it. You know, she's persistent and she doesn't let anything slow her down. Even 7 months pregnant, and I don't know. I just really liked it. I really liked that character. They did a really good job of making me like the character.
Fargo's a good movie.
It's really good. Yeah.
The crazy thing about that, 98 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That movie feels like it's like 2.5 hours, but in a good way. Like it feels like all this shit has happened, and it's fucking 98 minutes.
Yeah, I did not realize that. I thought it was a much longer movie. And
Well, like that opening shot where it's just taking forever for the car to come into frame.
yeah,
It's just one of those movies that feels longer because every shot is deliberate and slowly paced and just takes its time.
and that's what I was talking to with Mackie the other day. Is it, despite the fact that there are a zillion traveling shots, you know, you're watching a lot of cars drive in and out of Brainerd in the Twin Cities.
Brainerd.
It's really swift, but
Yeah.
it doesn't seem to really fuck around.
No.
Whereas, and I kind of noticed this with the Croods, seems like kind of a long movie. I have no idea like how long it is, but it's long in the bad way. Like, is this over yet? Is there still more movie? Am I done? All right, it's still on.
This Netflix adventure of yours is fascinating.
Yeah, it was a weird day.
It's to Fargo.
I got really fucked up Saturday night. So
All right.
I mean,
I think now I understand.
yeah,
And it
Totally
lasts
makes
into
sense.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But you may not like William H. Macy, but I still think he should have won the Oscar that year easily.
yeah.
But we probably wouldn't have Cuba Gooding Jr. if that had
That's
happened. So, you know.
That's
I
very
would
true.
probably still
Has he ever won an Oscar, William H. Macy?
I don't think so. I think that was his shot.
Is it one of those where it's just like he's so good and everything that it's like you just kind of take it for granted?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always sad. That's why I was like glad Philip Seymour Hoffman had a friggin' Oscar.
Yeah.
Because it's like he's one of those guys that you just figure he's so good in everything that nobody ever noticed.
Yeah.
You know?
Oscars are weird, man. Think how long it took Al Pacino to get one.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Too long.
I mean, he's kind of a joke now, but you
Yeah.
look at the dude's career before Son of a Woman, you're like, sure, that guy probably got an Oscar at some point. He was at the fucking Godfather.
Yeah.
Or
it's like
Dog
when you-
Day fucking Afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Serpico. I mean,
And obviously Scorsese, you took it for
Cruising.
granted for years, and then it's like, I mean, I think Departed is good, but that's
Yeah.
not even like in his top 5 films he's made.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, I know.
So-
You just think about all these things. It's like, yeah, of course, the really great ones never get,
Yeah.
all the
I don't think
accolades.
Hitchcock never won one. So
Yeah.
it's messed up. But yeah,
Awards.
he's good. William H. Macy's good.
Yeah, he is.
Maybe I'll watch it again.
For the first time again.
Right.
See it again for the first time, for the second time.
Go through the rest
Yeah.
of the Coen's filmography. Miller's Crossing is fantastic.
I've not seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Sunray.
I have a huge backlog, and I
Yeah.
knocked one off that I didn't
I'm just
know
saying,
was
like
on there.
that's a good way to do it. Is like pick a filmmaker and just knock them off. I like
Yeah.
to do it by directors, not actors, because actors are so hit and miss depending on who they work with. Directors, it's like it's more fun to shotgun their career.
Yeah.
you
And
know?
the Sunray here, before they were showing Inside Llewyn Davis, they were like each night they were showing a different Coen Brothers movie.
Oh,
And
that's
I was
cool.
bummed that I didn't get to see any of them. And now Inside Llewyn Davis is gone. So
Like
Oh,
Jack
well.
Ryan.
yeah,
I think the only Coen Brother
he
movie
got
I
shadow
I
recruited.
saw in the theater after the fact was actually I went and saw Barton Fink. Strangely enough, even though that's the one I never liked, but I was like, I don't really like this movie, but it's in the theater and I'll give it another shot. That was like I'd seen it once and I was like, I'll watch it again. And yeah, I came out of the theater. I was like, I still don't get Barton Fink and it's uncomfortable to watch. I'm sorry.
No, that hallway scene is pretty good.
What, when it's all lighting on fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's run down the hallway with a shotgun,
Sure.
saying something.
Saying some words.
Well,
Anyway.
I was gonna say we got a whole shit ton of emails, but I don't think
Next
we have-
week.
I don't
Let's
think we have
save
time for
next
any
week.
of
Listen, I'm not watching
I-
any movies till this
I
next
know.
episode.
I'm going to watch all the movies.
Don't. No.
And I feel bad because so many of them have piled up. But there's a lot of. I'm just gonna tell you now. There's a lot of theme month suggestions, which is why I'm just holding off on those until we're at least close to coming out of a theme month
Yeah.
Sure.
before we even bring them
'Cause
up.
we'll get
But
distracted.
there are a ton
Okay.
of those.
Okay.
Why don't you
So-
just compile them into a list and then like say this person said this and this person
Because
said
some
that.
people have such good descriptions.
Okay,
and
well that's
stuff.
fine.
Like,
I understand.
I don't want to shortchange them by
Gotcha.
doing that to them.
Fair enough.
So
But you can could pair them up.
We're just going to
I
do a
can
whole
try.
show of emails.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole second half. Coming soon.
Yeah.
To a theater near you.
We could do a BMFcast mailbag one day.
Ooh.
mailbag.
Can we get a jingle?
It's the BMFcast mailbag.
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 We'll do it Omega Cop style.
Yeah.
We gotta workshop it a bit.
Mailbag. 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 Mailbag.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so let's do the contact information. Get out of here.
That's super easy. Go to the website, look on the right-hand side. There are buttons with social things on them. So click them and do them.
What's the website?
BMFcast.com. Don't
Oh.
you know?
Hooray.
I didn't know.
Don't you know?
I thought I knew.
And then finally, give our buddy Garfield a call. 9105-JOCKS-BMF, 910-556-9263. Keep them short. Keep them sweet. Keep them sassy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's a new rule for 2014.
Rule. Sassy
Must be
voicemails
sassy.
only. Welcome to the Sassy Cast.
Yes. And since we haven't mentioned it in a while, if you like video games and you want to hear us talk about them, go to noquarters.net. Because we do have another show.
We talk about video games.
And that one we only do it once a month, so we won't clog up your feed.
Yeah, and there's a new episode coming
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, shortly.
soon.
It's a big episode full of lots of
Full of
stuff.
lots of and such.
Video game stuff.
It's kind of sassy.
It's slightly sassy.
Occasional sassy.
Yes.
There might be some sass,
Touch of sass.
like sassafras.
NoQuarters.net for that.
Yep.
All right, let's get out of here, shall we?
Okay.
We
Sounds
shall.
good.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
And I'm Chuck.
And this is BAMFcast out. Bitches.
Good night.
So long, farewell.
Thank you, Internet, for braving
You
Snowpocalypse to
treacherous.
spend your last hours on Earth with us.
Oh,
What
good
do they call
night,
'em?
you princes of Maine.
Treacherous
You
N-word.
kings of New
No,
England.
the other word that we're using.
What?
What did they list them as in the credits?
Bogarts.
Biscuits.
Bogart. Yeah, treacherous Bogarts.
No, just Bogarts. Just
Yeah.
straight up Bogarts.
Bogarts.
Even though, like, well, IMDb actually credits the guy I was talking about. They credit him as his actual Junebug. Yeah, Junebug. Junebug does get a credit on. Where's Junebug? Junebug is
Junebug!
theoretically